defensively, both of these ball clubs have on occasion throughout the year shown a few discrepancies. And this afternoon's ball game is one of those that I think, Vince, those who are in the business of picking odds and favorite football teams are just not too sure which way it will go.
Well, they pick it St. Louis by 1. Some people pick it St. Louis by 2. And, of course, back home, Baltimore is supposed to win, as they're always supposed to win when they run out there. I don't know, Chuck. Great offenses, and you just never know what might happen. St. Louis has a sensational defensive backfield, and we wonder if Bert Jones will be able to pierce that. The St. Louis Cardinals, on the other hand, have protected the quarterback very well, so Hart should be able to throw against the Colts defensive backfield. The weather's perfect as far as the players are concerned. A little nippy for the fans, 34 degrees, and we look forward to one of the shootouts of the year. And we'll be ready with the opening kickoff in 90 seconds.
We'll receive the kickoff, defending the end zone to our left as we go to work in the first quarter. And as Vince and I mentioned a moment ago, really, this is the kind of a football game that could go a lot of different ways. It could turn out that it'll be one of those wide-open, free-scoring battles. Then again, it might turn out that the two most important men on the field this afternoon would be Jim Bakken and Tony Linhart.
I think you're definitely right, Chuck. Bakken is one of the premier field goal kickers, a great kickoff man, and just a kicking specialist for years at St. Louis. Has won so many games. The Cardinals, on the other hand, Chuck, have been, I think, in 7 games this year where it's been decided in the last couple of minutes, either win or lose. Bakken has played a role in many of those victories.
And they also got mixed up in 4 games like that a year ago. Bakken is all ready to kick off. Goes to my right, to my left, at the 5-yard line, waiting the kickoff. Howard Stevens to his left, Don McCauley to his right, Jackie Wallet. Bakken hits it high. He popped it up, not very deep. Coming up on it at about the 18-yard line, Stevens to the 25, to the 30. On his feet at the 35. Spun off the spin, fumbled. Had a big pile up for it at around the 37-yard line. Cardinal football.
Eddie Moss.
That's the guy who recovered Stevens' fumble. And Moss recovered. And the Cardinals have the first break of the ball game. St. Louis has worked now at the Baltimore Colts 37-yard line. Offensively, their quarterback is Jim Hart. J.V. Kane will be one of the tight ends. And coming out here now comes Mel Gray wide to the left side of the set. In a slot to the left side is Otis. And Jerry Latin is starting in the backfield alongside of Metcalf. Waiting for the takeaway by quarterback Hart in the first offensive play. The handoff to Otis to the right side. Over the 35, down around the 32-yard line he goes before he is stacked up by the likes of Darrell Luce, the linebacker on that side. Joe Ehrman also helped out on the play. And now instead of Latin in the backfield, number 34 racing out there is Steve Jones, and Latin drops off. So the Cardinals now have the ball at the Baltimore 32-yard line. A gain of 5, second down and 5 at that spot. They this time send Otis, Ike Harris wide to the right side of the set, and now go to a standard pro set with Otis and number 34 in the backfield, Jones. The give goes to Otis down the middle, the big boomer down to the Baltimore 25. Just shy of the 25-yard line. He has been racked up by Stan White and others. Just a power thrust right up the middle for a first down. Otis, the ball carrier, 7-year veteran out of Ohio State, one of those 225-pound running backs who's just up there, catch a handle.
Well, the other Cubs have played the Colts recently. The Jets last week, Miami, New England have run right at them successfully, and Otis in the first 2 pops has 12 yards in the first down.
Now they come out into an I formation, and the front man in the I is Otis. The second man in the I is Metcalf. They go out of it to a standard pro set, first down at the Baltimore 25. Takeaway goes to Otis into the middle. He's down to the Baltimore 20, and inside the 20 before he is sacked up by John Dutton trailing the play. Right down the middle, right down the gut, and the last fill up is Dutton from the 25 to the 20, second and 5 for the Cardinals at the Baltimore 20-yard line. This early break for the Cardinals set up when Howard Stevens fumbled the kickoff return. It was recovered by Moss of the Cardinals at the Baltimore 37. Now it's second and 5 at the Baltimore 20. They send Mel Gray wide to the right side, and also out that way is Ike Harris wide right. A split in the backfield. Nobody behind the quarterback. Hart. Takeaway by Hart. It goes to Metcalf to the right side. Bounces outside. Makes the cut and then ran into trouble. As moving in quickly with Freddie Cook. He got there first of all and knocks him down around maybe the 22-yard line. A loss of 2 on the play. And that'll bring up Cardinals 3rd and 7 at the Baltimore 22.
I think the cornerback, Mumford, as they say, read the run immediately and got up to protect the outside, and Freddie Cook had help from Mumford and together they made the stop, a loss of 2.
Otis comes out of the backfield. Jones goes in, so it's Jones and Metcalf right now. Ike Harris going wide right. Wide left comes the brilliant Mel Gray. A standard pro set backfield, and now they split it with nobody directly behind the quarterback, Hart. It's 3rd 7 from the Baltimore 22. The Colts may have jumped off. Hart is back to throw, looking to the far sideline. It's going to be caught at the Baltimore 10 to the 5, and down goes Mel Gray. Make that Ike Harris. A penalty flag has been dropped, and it might be either Baltimore offside or procedure against the Cardinals. We'll wait and see what it'll be, but the advance is to the Baltimore 3. And it apparently has been Baltimore offside. That's exactly what it was. Harris caught it, went down to the Baltimore 3, where it's 1st down, goal to go at the Colts 3-yard line. Otis and Metcalf they come out in a full house backfield now. A great big T. You don't see it very often. It's Metcalf in the middle, Otis, and the other side, Jones. Double tight ends from the 3-yard line. The takeaway by quarterback Hart. Waiting for the snap. Still waiting. He's got to Metcalf. He goes to the right side, and it's snowed under by Mumford, who got in there first of all and dropped him for what may be a loss of 2 yards or so, back to about the 5. 2nd down and goal at the Colt 5.
They run it up the middle, and they run it to the left side effectively, but twice they've tried to get Metcalf outside right, and Mumford both times has cut it off. So goal to go at the 5 on 2nd down.
And it isn't very often you see that full house backfield, but the Cardinals used it on the last play, and they're going to use it again this time. J.B. Kane, the tight end on the left side, Jackie Smith on the right side, a full house, big T backfield. With in motion out of it now comes Jones to this near sideline, waiting for the takeaway by Hart. He fakes, wants to throw, looks into the end zone, fires for the end zone. Touchdown, Cardinals, J.B. Kane. With 11:16 remaining in the first quarter, the Cardinals have scored first this afternoon off the play action fake to the big man Otis, the pass to the tight end J.B. Kane, and the Cardinals lead it 6-0, and Bacham will try to make it 7-0. Snap, spot kick in the air, on the way. It's a perfect kick. So with the score, the Cardinals 7, the Colts 0. There is a break in the action. Let's pause now for this message. Well, after the fumble recovery by Moss of the Cardinals, the big red machine goes 37 yards in 7 plays. The last, the TD aerial, a 5-yarder from Hart to the big tight end J.B. Kane, and the Cardinals lead 7-0. They're ready to kick off again. The last kickoff return was fumbled. The Cardinals recovered it. Bakken moving on the football. He hits it high and not very deep. Stevens is coming up to it. Jackie Wallace takes it at the 20, to the 25, to the 30, to the 35, to the 40, to the 43 goes Wallace, before he is finally taken down. A very nifty run, and Steve Jones of the Cardinals may have gotten there with the initial hit, but the Colts go to work 1st down with great field position at their own 42.
Give Stevens a little bit of credit. He has to be down after the fumble that resulted in the touchdown. When Wallace took the kickoff, he got right up in front of Jackie and belted somebody to help him along.
Well, Dowdy comes out wide left of the Baltimore set. Carr wide right, an I formation. McCauley, the front man in the I. Lydell Mitchell, the second man. 1st down from the Colts 42. Take the give to the second man, Mitchell. It's open in the middle momentarily, and he nips it through to about the 47-yard line before the Cardinals are able to move in and knock him down. It looks like Tim Kearney might have made the tackle. They spotted at the 47-yard line, even beyond that, and it'll be 2nd down and a very short 6. Today's 2nd and 6 at about the 47. The Cardinals almost jump. They almost jump again to give to the second man. Lydell pops it straight ahead up over the 50 into Cardinal territory. And they're going to spot it down at about the St. Louis Cardinal 48-yard line. And it looks like Mark Aronson, the right side linebacker, got tackle credit. Very close to 1st down yardage. And in truth, they may take a look to see whether or not it is 1st down. It's just inches. 3rd down for the Colts and inches. And the ball resting at the Cardinal 48-yard line. Dowdy wide to the right side. Kennedy is on field. Double tight ends right now. Baltimore in a standard pro set backfield. Lydell Mitchell, Don McCauley are shoulder to shoulder. 3rd and about a long foot at the Cardinal 48. The gift to the Lydell. He's in the open to the Cardinal 40. Inside to the Cardinal 36-yard line goes Lydell Mitchell. This one over the right side of the Baltimore Colt offensive line. And Mike Sensenball made the stopping tackle after Lydell picked up a 1st down at the Cardinal 36.
people have asked the question. The Colts invariably open the game with Lydell into the line. They do it every game. They've worked it now from their 43 to the 36. Jones likes to get a feel of the game before he puts it in the air, so it'd be unlikely that he'd throw this early, or that early.
He's got Carr wide to the left side of the set. Dowdy wide right. A split in the backfield. Nobody directly behind Jones. The give goes to Lydell. Lydell slides along the line and then is held by one of the Cardinal tacklers down on the bottom, number 73, and that's Mike Dawson, the defensive tackle on the right side of the line, who had him by one leg and managed to slow him up. He fell forward to the 34. Second down, 8 at the Cardinal 34. If you're just joining us, the Cardinals lead by a count of 7-0. They recovered the kickoff return fumble of Howard Stevens, and 7 plays later, Jim Hart threw it to J.V. Kane for the TD. The Colts now trying to come back. They have Carr wide left, Downey wide right. Jones is back to throw his first pass of the day, a deep drop, going for broke. Here is Roger Carr. He's got it and out of bounds at the Cardinal 4-yard line. Roger Worley made the tackle, and Carr put a nifty move on him. The pass on the money. Baltimore now first and goal to go at the Cardinal 4.
Now, there's a case of Roger Worley playing off of Roger Carr across the field. He didn't get any help from the linebackers. Roger faked to come to the middle running a post and then cut back to the sideline, and he beat Worley, who was one of the truly outstanding defensive backs in football.
Well, maybe this is a bit of a tip-off, Vince, as to what to expect this afternoon. Now, here are the Colts, first and goal at the Cardinal 4. McCauley and Lydell are the setbacks behind Jones, waiting for the takeaway. The give to Lydell, into the middle, down to about the 1-yard line goes Lydell. A little daylight, and this just tremendously gifted and talented runner, Lydell, just manages to pick his way through, and Al Beauchamp, a linebacker, was able to knock him off and hold him at about the 1-yard line. Second down, goal Baltimore at the Cardinal 1-yard line. Cardinals leading it by a count of 7-0, and it's been an action-packed first quarter, and I would imagine maybe it's going to be that kind of an afternoon. The Cardinals certainly, can afford to go for broke, everything to gain, nothing to lose. Mitchell and McCauley, the setbacks behind Jones. The takeaway, the gift to Mitchell, left side, dives, touchdown Baltimore. Lydell just got the nose of the ball in there, and the Colts have come back with a tying touchdown.
And I think it was 7 plays just as the drive by the Cardinals. The Colts drive went 57 yards. 7, and St. Louis went 37 yards.
8 plays, right?
8 plays for the score. So this is, we've set the pattern and crank up the scoreboard.
Here we go. Tony Linhart will try the point after. Bill Troop, of course, is his holder. We're waiting for the snap. And there it is, snap spot, kick in the air, and it looks all right from up here. It looks the same way down on the field. So with the score, Baltimore 7, St. Louis 7. There's a timeout here in St. Louis. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
Something special in a car or truck.
Sounds like you want America's #1 selling import, Datsun. 14 models to choose from, beginning with the thrifty Datsun V210 all the way up to the racy fuel-injected 280Z. And of course, Datsun offers a variety of family-size sedans, roomy 5-door wagons, and the little Hustler pickup. What more could you ask for in a car or truck?
A man.
Together to stay together to keep on saving.
Well, the Baltimore Colts and the St. Louis Cardinals now at a 7-7 tie, and we've got 8 minutes and 11 seconds left in the first quarter. Linhart will kick it off, and the kicking game today could be a little subpar because the weather is very cold in St. Louis today. Down on the 5-yard line is Metcalf, and here's the fellow who can do everything with a football but turn it inside out. On the football now is Linhart, hits it. He's hit it pretty good. Metcalf coming along the 7, 8, 9-yard line. Fumbled it, recovered it. Metcalf to the 20, to the 25. Down he goes at the 30-yard line, and Sanders Shivers was the man who got there and delivered the telling hit that put him down at about the 31-yard line. St. Louis goes to work from that spot.
Shivers leads the club in tackles on the kickoffs, the statistic. That's his 12th of the year. He's twice as many as anybody else in the kickoff team.
Well, Ike Harris will be one of the outside receivers. Mel Gray, the other. J.V. Kane, the tight end. And they've been rattling running backs in and out of there every time They have a change of the football. It's now Otis and Metcalf. The running backs, Gray, wide right. The other way, we've got number 84, Ike Harris. Now they go out of a standard pro set to an I formation. Otis front man, Metcalf the second man, waiting for the snap. Back to throw. Now the handoff to Metcalf. Metcalf gets hit coming into the hole by a very active Colt linebacker, Jim Chiansky. He got there first and knocked him down at about the 32, maybe 33-yard line, where Darrell Luce helped out on the tackle. A gain of 2 makes the second down 8, St. Louis at their own 33.
The Colts have been vulnerable to the draw play, and they certainly reacted very well to that. The first time the Cards have run it, it was a good call. First down, run a draw after bang, bang, bang away at him on handoff.
Now Ike Harris wide right, wide left is Mel Gray, a standard pro set backfield. Now they split it in the backfield. Nobody behind the quarterback Hart on 2nd and 8. Takeaway by Hart, pitches it out to Metcalf, coming around his own right end, gets a good block, and then it's hit head-on at about the 37-yard line by the quick-reacting Bruce Laird. And Laird took him on 1-and-1 and stopped him, and they're going to stop the football at the 36-yard line of the Cardinals. A gain of 3 brings up 3rd and 5, St. Louis at their own 36. Actually, a little closer to 3rd and 4. It's got to get about to the 40-yard line. And they send Mel Gray wide to the right side of the set. And number 84, Ike Harris, comes out wide left. And we've got Metcalf and Otis as running backs behind the talented quarterback Hart. Waiting for the takeaway by Hart. A blitz is coming. Hart's back to throw. Here comes the blitz. He drops it off to Otis. Otis dropped the football. The Colts had the blitz, and I'm not too sure who it was that was ripping up the middle for Baltimore. But it was Jim Chiansky, the middle linebacker, and he just dumped it off to Otis out in the left flat, and he dropped the pass.
Boy, what a sharp defensive play. It had to be a pass, and the Colts don't blitz very often. Picked a great time, and the pressure of Chiansky forced a bad pass.
Well, now we've got the kicker on field as Ray Oldham is back alongside of Jackie Wallace, and the deep safety, of course, Howard Stevens, waiting at the Baltimore 20. Joyce is the punter for the Cardinals. It's a 7-7 tie in the first quarter. Waiting for the snap from center to the big tight end and also a punter, Joyce. Here's the snap, a little high. He's got it okay. Now gets it away. And he hit it very well deep into Baltimore territory. Stevens of the Baltimore 28. Goes to the far side of the 25. Makes a cut. 30, 35. Now the 40 down the far sideline. 45 and down he goes at the 46-yard line. Baltimore's return man, Howard Stevens, has given the Colts good field position to get about the 46. There's a timeout in St. Louis with a score. Colts 7, Cardinals 7. Well, here in St. Louis this afternoon, our 7-7 tie with still a lot of time remaining in the first quarter, and Vince and I were wondering, which way this game might go, and here we've got 14 points on the scoreboard, and we've got a lot of time remaining in the first quarter. Baltimore with excellent field position on a very good punt return by Howard Stevens. At their own 46, they send Dowdy wide right, Carr the other way. I formation, McCauley the front man, Lydell Mitchell is the deep man. And the takeaway, the give goes to Lydell, stutters into the hole, and there's a penalty flag thrown into that hole as he came up about to the 49-yard line. A penalty flag has been dropped, and we'll wait to see what this is all about. Thrown by the umpire. It is going to be holding against Baltimore. Holding penalty against Baltimore.
Well, we always use the opportunity to introduce the officials when there's a call. And Bob Frederick's the referee, and Lou Palazzi the umpire, and Norm Kragsus, Art Holt, Don Porter, and Bob Workman are the officials. The crew of Bob Frederick working it.
Well, they take it back from the line of scrimmage at 46, back to the 36-yard line. First down and 20, Baltimore, at their own 36 on a holding penalty. Last time Baltimore had the football, they covered a total of 58 yards in 8 plays and scored with Lydell Mitchell banging over the left side. Now they're back in their own 36. Wide right, Dowdy. Wide left, Carr. Split in the backfield. Nobody behind Jones. First and 20, and Jones on the handoff to Lydell. Hit coming into the hole and then held up by big number 73. That's Mike Dawson. And they carried Lydell back a few yards. Dawson and Davis, the tackles, with Bell and Zook, the outside men and defensive ends.
The holding call was on Elmer Collette, comes word from downstairs. Looking in there.
A gain of 2, second out 18 now, Baltimore, at their 38-yard line. And the Cardinals have just dropped off the middle linebacker, Tim Carney, and they put another defensive back in there. All ready to go. Baltimore comes out with Carr wide right, Dowdy wide left, split in the backfield. Nobody behind the quarterback, Jones. Second down 18. Jones yanks it away, fakes a handoff, throws a flare out to McCauley with blockers in front of him. McCauley to the 45, down to the 50, and down at the 50-yard line. Racing over very quickly to make the initial hit was Jeff Severson. And the final tackle made by linebacker Mark Aronson. And the gain is out to the 50-yard line. Third down, and they've got about 7.
McCauley, I don't like the way that he's leaving the field. He is shaken up, maybe a slight shoulder problem, but he's out of the game, and Lee in the game.
And Ron Lee has come in to take McCauley's place on the backfield alongside of Lydell Mitchell. Third down, 7, Baltimore, right smack dab at midfield. A 7-7 tie existing in St. Louis. Downey chases out wide. Left, Carr comes the other way. Split in the backfield now. Chester, the tight end, he's on the left end of the line, waiting for the takeaway by Burt Jones. He's got it, fakes to no one, wants to throw, looks again, drills it, and caught a drop. It was Raymond Chester was trying to get to first down yardage and just didn't hold on to the football. It's an incomplete forward pass. Baltimore 4th and 7, and David Lee's first punt is forthcoming.
I think Kenny Reeves, who's an 11-year veteran, had a hand in there and made it a very difficult play. So we'll have to kick the ball with Lee, scrimmage line, the 50-yard line.
Terry Metcalf is back around the Cardinal, between the Cardinal 10 and 15, and still backpedaling. David Lee waiting for the snap from Forrest Blue. Metcalf back around the 10-yard line, and here is one of the game's most brilliant return men. And we'll wait for the snap on this 4th and 7 and a 7-7 tie here in the first quarter. Here's the snap okay. David Lee taking his time. He hits it, angling toward Metcalf at about the 15. He's got it, fumbled it, and they fight for recovery, and Baltimore's got it at about the Cardinal 13-yard line. It looks like Ron Lee. And a penalty flag is dropped back up here at the 45. Ron Lee recovered the fumble at the 13-yard line, but a penalty flag
will take it away.
Will take the recovery away.
Now, there's the business of timing, Chuck. David Lee, as you said, took his time punting the ball. They had a 10-man rush on, but they didn't get to him. But in taking the extra time, somebody broke downfield too quickly. It's an offside type of call, illegal procedure, and they'll have to kick it over, give up the ball, which would have been Baltimore's at the 13-yard line. For WCMD in Cumberland and all our network stations, we pause for station identification. This is the Metro Media Baltimore Colts Football Network.
With direct wires to the Associated Press and ABC, this is WAMD Aberdeen, 970 on your radio dial.
All I can say is what that fellow used to say in the commercials, dirty Ratcher Fratchet. And Metcalf is now waiting around the 10-yard line, and he's got some company back down there. Along with him is now Gary Hammond at about the 25-yard line. We wait for the snap. Forrest Blue snap is okay. David Lee hits it. A line drive punt even deeper. Back to the 10-yard line. Metcalf's got. Now along the 15, a penalty flag goes down as Metcalf is hit at the 25 and held down at about the 28-yard line. Darrell Lewis looked as though made the stopping tackle, and there was a clip downfield. Forrest Blue may have been clipped on the play. The penalty flag thrown back around the 15-yard line, clipping against the Cardinals. And they wheel that one back from where it was out around the 27-28. And they're going to walk it back downtown here in St. Louis, putting it down on the Cardinal, the Cardinal 8-yard line.
You know, they put that rule in about not allowing people to be released to take off down the field and bring the punt return back into football, but it sure can mess up some nice plays.
It really can. That one really stung. To lose the fumble recovery at your opponent's 13-yard line on releasing too quickly on the punt was one of those that, you know, has the guy talking to himself momentarily. Okay, here is part of the Cardinals on the football. They've got Otis and Metcalf, the running backs, behind quarterback Hart at their own 8-yard line. Waiting for the takeaway. The give goes to Otis to the right side. And he is hit by Darrell Lewis, and Lloyd Mumford also got there to make the tackle just about at the line of scrimmage. Maybe he lost a little bit. I'm not too sure.
I want to tell you that Lloyd is playing like a defensive end at 175 pounds, coming up and cutting off the corner, submarining people.
There's been a lot
of the ball carrier.
There have been many great moves that Joe Thomas has made in his capacity with the Baltimore Colts, but Mr. Mumford has to be right near the top of the pile. What a hitter that fellow is. Mumford and Wallace have been two of the better moves of recent years. Cardinals now with a second down and 10, the same two tandem of running backs. And Ike Harris is set out in the slot to the left, and here is Hart on the draw to Otis. Otis comes up the middle and is up to the 10 to the 13-yard line before he is finally held. Joe Ehrman is there along with Darrell Lewis, and they stop the big guy out around the 12-yard line.
Baltimore's been very respectable against the draw. They stopped Metcalf Cole the previous time, well, 3 or 4 yards, and that time got 5 from Otis, but they've been given 10, 12, 15 very often. Now he's third in a passing situation with a big 5 to go from the 12.
And they have replaced Otis with Steve Jones as the running back. So it's Jones and Metcalf. Mel Gray wide left, and number 84, Ike Harris, is wide to the right. They split the backfield on a 3rd down and about 5 from around the 12. Here comes the blitz again. Hart is back to throw. They pick up the blitz. He fires upfield. It is caught and out of bounds at the Cardinal 28-yard line by Ike Harris. The Cardinal, a penalty flag has been dropped. Hold on a minute. They picked up the blitz, but they may have done it illegally.
See, they picked it up beautifully, but it's coming back. Ike Harris made a nice catch on the sideline, but that won't help the Cardinal cause here.
Well, the referee has walked it off to the 6-yard line. Let's see what it's all about, Mr. Referee. Holding against the Big Red, and the ball is now down on the Cardinals' 6-yard line. And Metcalf is out of the ball game for an equipment repair, and here comes Otis back in. It is now 3rd down, and let's call it about 12 from the Cardinals' 6-yard line. The Cardinals did pick up the Colts blitz and picked it up well, but they were guilty of holding while so doing. So Ike Harris is wide right. Here comes Mel Gray wide to the left side. And they've now got Jones and Otis as running backs in the split backfield behind the quarterback, Hart. 3rd down and 12. Back into the end zone to throw goes Hart. He sets up. He fires down the middle. It is caught all alone by J.D. Kane at the Cardinal 25. Ray Oldham made the tackle. What great pass protection for quarterback Hart. 1st down for the Cardinals at their own 24.
And he's standing in the end zone with perfect protection.
And that's the name of the game. The Cardinals a year ago allowed their quarterback to be sacked, only 8 times. That's an unbelieving number in an entire season of football. Wide to the right side, Gray. To the left side comes Ike Harris. And running backs in there in the backfield right now. We've got Otis and Jones. They're the setbacks behind quarterback Hart. With a 1st down to give goes to Otis into the middle. There's a fake and a throw upfield. It is caught by Harris. Harris is tripped up, crossing the 45-yard line. Beautiful fake. Great play action by Hart, faking to Otis, and threw upfield to Harris, and Harris is taken down by Bruce Laird out around the 47-yard line, and Harris is a little slow getting up.
Boy, what fantastic play action. Hart's been around a while. He's 32 years of age, and they've stayed with him. He got the job as a very young player as a rookie, and he's worked it, and Hart's been a super quarterback.
I'll tell you, he faked me right out of the booth. I was certain he had given the ball to Otis, and then I look up, and here it comes upfield to Mr. Harris all alone, and Ike is shaking on the play, Vince. And
yeah,
I'm not too sure
moving.
What he's now sitting up. And we hope it's a kind of an injury that, you can shake off and get back in here and do his job. Ike Harris, a wide receiver, 6'3", 205 pounds, 2-year veteran from Iowa State. And he's the man injured. And can you add anything to it, Vince?
It looks like a leg injury. And it's just awfully hard to say. It was a clean tackle. He may have twisted as he went down in the grasp of Bruce Laird, who hit him hard, but right thigh high. It didn't seem like he got him by the ankle or anything like that.
Well, they've got a heck of a fine replacement, a rookie from down in Louisiana Tech, Pat Tilley. And Ike is now up and favoring the leg, but walking very tenderly, I might say, toward the sideline. And we haven't any idea what the extent of the injury. And, of course, when we do receive word, if we do, we'll pass it along to you. Meantime, Cardinals, 1st down at the Cardinal 47. The drive started for the Cardinals. This one, they were at one time back as far as their 6-yard line, but in truth started at their 8. 7-7 with 2 minutes and 3 seconds remaining in the first. Tilley is going out wide to the right side of the set. Mel Gray goes the other way. And the running backs again will be Metcalf and the big guy, Otis. And we wait for now. They go out of a standard pro set to an I. Otis stays the front man. Metcalf, the second man of the I. The pitch back to the second man. Metcalf to the right side. It's open. Metcalf barreling into Baltimore territory. Down to the Baltimore 25-yard line. Lloyd Mumford made the tackle. Oh, when that Metcalf made his cut, Vince, he was something to behold.
Well, they tried it 3 times, and that time almost broke it all the way, going from the 47 in Cardinal territory to the Colt 26. Metcalf got around the corner and cut back in, and he's a very explosive runner, as you know.
Is he ever? Now Mel Gray wide left. Tilley goes wide right. Again, it's Otis and Metcalf in a standard pro set backfield. 1st down to the Baltimore 26. Waiting for Hart to yank it away. The big red quarterback still looking at the Colt defense. Gives to Otis. Otis to the left side. Comes outside. And Ray Oldham missed in front of the football. Recovered by Baltimore. Jim Chiansky's got it, and Chiansky brings it out to about the Baltimore 40-yard line. A fumble recovery. It took a good bounce right up into the waiting hands of Chiansky, and Mel Gray made the tackle of Chiansky. And let's see where they're going to mark his forward progress. They're spotting the football about at the Baltimore 40-yard line. Boy, what an action-packed first period in St. Louis this afternoon. Colts ball, first down at the Baltimore 40. And we've got McCauley and Lydell Mitchell as running backs in an I formation. Mack is back in again. The take to no one. Jones wants to throw. Dowdy's got midfield. Fumbles. And it's recovered by linebacker Carney, number 56. Into Baltimore territory. Laterally along the 45. Down to the Baltimore 40 goes Carney. Chester made the tackle.
I don't know how you figure it. Dowdy had made a couple of moves after the first time they touched it, or what, but about the fourth fumble of the game. Stevens, Metcalf, Otis, and now Dowdy. 4 fumbles.
Just like wide to the left side of the set, Mel Gray wide to the right side. Metcalf and Hardy wants to throw. He sets up at the 5. Off by Metcalf. Metcalf to the 20. Metcalf to the 10, to the 5. He scores. They're on their feet at this great-looking stadium in St. Louis. A 41-yard pass and run. Metcalf not only caught the ball, but what a run at the end of the catch. And the Cardinals now are in position to lead 14-7 if Bakken can convert, and we're only about a half a minute remaining in this first quarter. Here's the point after. In the air, it's perfect. And there are no penalty flags down, so then these two clubs this afternoon are playing explosive football, but the elements are also taking their toll here in the first quarter. As you have pointed out, we have had no less than 4.
And one play for the Colts that grabbed the fumble. The Cardinals hitting Metcalf. Metcalf breaking a tackle around the 25-yard line and racing in. There's no more explosive back in the game than this guy. And St. Louis, you talk about explosive players, Chuck. I haven't seen it hasn't been a factor at all. They haven't gone near him. So when he gets involved, could really blow up.
7 ball game, and both of the Cardinal scores have been the direct results of Colts fumbles that the Cardinals have recovered. And Baltimore leading it by had tied it up 7-7 earlier in the first quarter, and we still have 37 seconds remaining, so this has been some kind of a wild and woolly opening period in St. Louis. It's doomsday for the Cardinals. They have got to win in order to stay alive. The Bakken's kickoff, Stevens, and Scott a high kickoff. Stevens waiting at the 7. Now the 10 to the 20, the far sideline, 25. Outside along the 30 to the 35. He's in the clear. It's a foot race. Stevens to the Cardinal 40, to the Cardinal 20, to the 10. They're going to mark it down at the 11-yard line. Howard Stevens with 2. Great punt returns this afternoon. Tackle credit to Eddie Moss, the Colts, first down at the Cardinal 11.
Well, I want to give him credit for 83 yards on that one from the 6 to the Cardinal 11. 83 yards, and what a move he put on the guy who had an angle on him. He was cut off by 3 more people who had the angle. But what a great return by Howard, who certainly has atoned for his opening fumble.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. I was looking for a vapor trail down around the 30-yard line. He really took off coming laterally along the 30. First down, Baltimore, Cardinal 11. I formation. McCauley, the front man. Lydell Mitchell, the second man of the I. The give to Lydell into the middle. Squirts his way down around the Cardinal 6-yard line. Trying to take that straight route. And the clock may run out with the ball about at the Cardinal 6-yard line. This has been one of the most exciting first periods of football we have had all year. And the Colts and the Cardinals, two explosive teams offensively, now have come to the end of the first quarter with our score. The Cardinals 14 and the Colts 7.
Do you know who set the standard for quality in beer? It all started back in 1844 when Pabst began brewing America's first premium. It's this quality that gives us the confidence to make the Pabst Challenge. Taste and compare Blue Ribbon to any other premium beer. You'll taste the difference Pabst quality makes.
Blue Ribbon, the quality always comes through.
Pabst, since 1844.
The quality always comes through.
Baltimore Colts football brought to you by Pabst Blue Ribbon Beer. Since 1844, the quality has always come through.
Are you an experienced auto mechanic looking for a good job? Fox Chevrolet, Baltimore's #1 Chevrolet dealer, has a few openings for auto mechanics. If you're interested in a good job, pleasant surroundings, a modern shop, paid vacations, bonuses, and all major benefits, plus Fox's liberal incentive plan, call Bill Bishop at 301-265-7777. That's Fox Chevrolet in Baltimore. Telephone 301-265-7777.
Baltimore in possession of the Cardinals' 6-yard line, second down. And just one of those wide open, explosive, anything can happen first periods of play. We've had the ball bouncing around as if it were a basketball. The Colts can pick up a first down. They have a second down and 5. They can get a first down yet without a score. If they get it just inside the 1-yard line, they'll have a first down. But it's second down 5 now at the Cardinals' 6-yard line, with the Cardinals leading at 14-7. 83-yard punt return by Howard Stevens.
Sure not.
And not a clip, not a penalty flag.
He broke it quick enough so that the people chasing after didn't have to clip.
Baltimore shows the Cardinals an I formation. The front man, McCauley, the second man, Lydell. Second and 5 of the Cardinals 6. Waiting for Jones. Hold on. The give goes to Lydell. Lydell goes off the right side inside the 5-yard line. The Cardinals, however, may have been offside. We'll wait and see. Or maybe the Colts were guilty of, beating the snap count and drawing them off. We'll know in a moment.
There's no flag, is there?
Well, not a penalty flag at all. It's just that they spot the ball at the 4-yard line, a gain of 2. It's third down and about 3 for the Colts at the Cardinal 4-yard line, and I swear they jumped off, but apparently they didn't make contact and got back. Third down and about 3. A blitz is coming. Here comes Joe Stallings. It's all over Jones. He fires into the end zone, incomplete. Larry Stallings was all over him, and number 57 was also there, Mark Arneson. And it'll be an incomplete forward pass, and Tony Linhart comes on field. They were blitzing from the word go, and we're all over Jones. So now here comes Linhart to try a field goal.
Later in the afternoon, they're going to ask the turning point. And the way this thing is a slugfest back and forth, this might be it. The fact that the Colts didn't take it all the way in.
Well, it'll be spotted at the 12-yard line. This will be a 22-yard field goal effort by Linhart. Snap, spot, kick in the air, on the way. Looks okay. It's all right to Kirk, and it's all right to the official. So, with a score, the Cardinals 14, the Colts 10. Timeout at St. Louis, back in 1 minute.
For great values in skis, ski equipment, and Western Way, visit the ski shop at B&J Trailer Sales on U.S. Route 40 between Aberdeen and Harvard Grace. The B&J Ski Shop has just unloaded a new fresh shipment of skis, ski equipment, and Western wear, and it's on display. You'll find many items at special pre-season prices. For example, B&J has skis as low as $15 a pair. Ski boots for only $10. But hurry, as some items are in limited quantities, so we advise you to shop early for best selections at these low pre-season prices. The B&J Ski Shop is also headquarters for men and women's casual clothing, like Levi jeans. For quality skis, ski boots, and other ski supplies, plus Western and casual wear, all at low pre-season prices, it's the B&J Trailer Sales Ski Shop located on U.S. Route 40 between Aberdeen and Harvard Grace. For information, call 272-0435. The B&J Ski Shop.
And don't forget at 8 p.m. tonight, Tony Longordo with the WAMD Top 30 Countdown.
Well, waiting for the kickoff, Metcalf at around the 10-yard line. He's got Jackie Smith back there with him, along with Wayne Morris. On the return team, and Linhart will be kicking now from our right to our left. We had 4 fumbles in the first quarter here in St. Louis this afternoon. 2 of the Colts fumbles cost them touchdowns, as the Cardinals, like good football teams, took advantage of it. Linhart hits the football, a line drive, squib, a floater, bounces to Jackie Smith at the 10 to the 20 to the 25. On his feet, it's 35 to the 40. Shakes the tackler, and then it's finally held at the 47-yard line by Howard Stevens.
Well, I want to tell you, the strategy on the kickoff, as far as the Colts are concerned, is to kick it deep and kick it to the side so that Metcalf can't come up the middle and then have either side of the field to go to. This time it never got as far as Metcalf, but Jackie Smith has been a great throw for a long time. Returned the ball up the middle and almost broke it.
Well, they send Tilley and Mel Gray wide to the left side of the Cardinal set, a standard pro set backfield. Metcalf and Otis shoulder to shoulder behind Jim Hart. Waiting for the takeaway by the Cardinal quarterback. He gives it to Otis into the middle. It's open. He's up to the 50 into Baltimore territory. To about the Baltimore 47-yard line as John Dutton, down on the bottom of the pile, is able to make the tackle. They spotted it near the Baltimore Colt 46-yard line. And it'll be second down and about 3 plus for the Cardinals at the Baltimore 46. Leading at 14-10 are the Cardinals. This time Tilley is sent out wide to the right side of the set. Mel Gray the other way. I formation. Otis the front man. Now they come out of the I to a standard pro set. Waiting for the takeaway by quarterback Hart. Gives to Otis. Otis goes into the middle, gets hit and hit good, coming into not very much of an opening. It looked as though Joe Ehrman on the bottom of the pile might have plugged up that gap, and they stopped the big back around the 45-yard line. It'll be third down, and they've got, let's say 2.5 to 3 yards to go at the 45. Just shy of the 45-yard line. And in comes number 34, Steve Jones, and out of the backfield comes Otis. So now they've got Metcalf and Jones as running backs. They send Mel Gray and Tilley wide to the right side of the set. Third down and about 3. Jones and Metcalf shoulder to shoulder in the backfield. Waiting for the takeaway. Hart on the draw. Gives it to Jones. He waits and comes out of there into the Baltimore 40 to the Baltimore 38 before Chayunsky is able to haul him down. First down, St. Louis on a well-executed draw. Jones just hung around in there, ducking, bobbing, and weaving, and then worked it out of there for first down yardage.
Most teams have run the draw to the right side, to their right side, the left side of the Colt line. That time they ran Jones the other way, and he ran under control and got the first down.
Tilley and Mel Gray are set wide to the right side of the set. Metcalf and Steve Jones, the running backs, behind the quarterback Hart. They're in a split backfield. First down at the Baltimore 38. Out of it in motion away from us goes Jones. Hart pitches it out to Metcalf, gets hit in his own backfield by Stan White. He held him up long enough to get help, and down he goes at the 45-yard line of the Baltimore Colts. Mike Barnes came along, and Stan White held him up, and Barnes reacted very quickly. The loss goes to the Baltimore 44-yard line.
I think there's a case, Chuck, of Stan White just anticipating what was happening. He knew from the setup that there would probably be a pitch out to the back going around the left side, and he just anticipated and got there. The fellow going in motion that way, I think, led to that decision.
Now they've got Mel Gray wide right. Tilley is wide to the left side. They split their backfield. Nobody behind quarterback Hart. Second down, 16 from the Baltimore 44. The takeaway by Hart. He wants to throw. He's a deep drop. Got it away. Completes to Jones. Jones hits the block and gets hit at about the 40 and down there. All over him was John Dutton, who had a heck of a rush, and Darrell Luce made the tackle on Jones around the 40-yard line of the Baltimore Colts. It will be third down at about 13.
Here's the first big play of the game, maybe. Colts got to keep him out of field goal range. Bakken's longest is only 41 yards, so if they can hold him on this down, I think they'll punt the ball.
Well, here's a third down conversion play facing the Cardinals. Hart brings them on the ball with Mel Gray wide to the left side. Tilley is wide to the right side. Split in the backfield between Jones and Metcalf. Nobody behind Jim Hart. Third down, 13, Baltimore 40. Takeaway by Hart. He's back to throw. Almost tripped. Sets up. Plenty of time. Fires down the middle. Leading J.V. Kane. He's got it at the 5-yard line, 6-yard line. Kane made the tackle, or rather Jackie Wallace made the tackle as Kane made the catch.
Well, there's your big play conversion. 34 yards when they needed 13. Kane made a great play. Wallace was on him, but not in time to get the ball.
It is first and goal to go for the Cardinals at the Baltimore 6-yard line, on the offensive line of the Cardinals in this instance, as they had to a couple of other times in this first half. Just did a fantastic job of protecting Hart. He had all of the time in the world, and when you give him that much time, it's next to impossible to break up the play. First and goal at the Colts 6-yard line. A full house backfield now behind Hart. He gets to the middleman Otis. Down he goes to the inside the 5 to about the 3-yard line. And down on the bottom of the pile, we've got fellas like Joe Ehrman. Oldham is also in on the play. And Dutton, the last guy, getting up. They mark his forward progress at the Baltimore Colts 4-yard line. Second down, goal to go.
4-yard line.
Cardinals come up on the football again with that full house backfield, a big T. And it's Metcalf in the middle oldest, and on the right side of the T, it's Jones waiting for the takeaway, second and goal at the 4. Hard looking at the Baltimore defense, gives it to Jones off the left side. He is in for the score. And the Cardinals run it up to 20-10 right now, with a point after touchdown effort coming by Jim Bakken. And the big play was the pass play on 3rd and 13 at the Colt 40. Jim Hart had all of the time in the world and unloosed the pass to J.V. Kane at the 6. Bakken's point after is absolutely perfect. No penalty flag. There's a break in the action with a score. The Cardinals 21, the Colts 10. Let's pause now for this message.
You're the one. You know that little son. That's how you feel.
McDonald's gift certificates are one of those little extra touches that can make your family's Christmas even merrier. Because they make terrific stocking stuffers.
Oh, Mom!
Thompson package decorations.
Oh, Mom!
And they're a great way to make any gift a bit more exciting.
Oh, Mom!
With your Christmas...
Out of Baltimore, 21-10 in this first half with a heck of a lot of time remaining. 9:11 remaining in the first half, and here comes the Cardinal kickoff. Linhart and Bakken are earning their money this afternoon. Down on the 5-yard line, Howard Stevens having a sensational game as a returner, even though he has fumbled one time. And he is flanked on the left side by Freddie Scott, on the right side by Jackie Wallace. Waits for Bakken's kickoff. All ready to go. The Cardinal kickoff man hits it high and not too deep. It'll be Howard Stevens taking it at the 11, straight ahead, crossing the 20, 25, a little outside, head down across the 30 to the 32, and they stack him up right there. Might have been Jeff Severson down at the bottom of the pile. A lot of red shirts around that football. I'll tell you, when you've got that ball, you attract a heck of a lot of company. First down, Baltimore at the Baltimore 30, well, almost 33-yard line.
Baltimore, 33-yard line.
Going to be a lot more scoring, I guarantee you. But this is a kind of a key possession right here. Colts behind by 11. A lot of time, but they've got to move it and score.
Don McCauley and Lydell Mitchell shoulder to shoulder in a standard pro set backfield. Carr wide left, Dowdy the other way. Here's Jones, a shallow drop, fires the sideliner. It's caught by Carr, and he's out of bounds at the Baltimore 40-yard line. A quick pickup of 7 makes it 2nd and 3 at the Baltimore 40. Time remaining 8:58, and this is the first half. That was not a deep drop by Jones. It was just a shallow drop and a quick release, a sideline out pattern to Roger Carr. That is one of the more difficult passes in football to defense, to break up. Dowdy going wide to the right side, Carr the other way, I formation right now. McCauley the front man, Lydell the second man. The takeaway by Jones that gets to Lydell. He ducks through a little bit of a hole and spurts up to about the 45-yard line for first down yardage. First down, Baltimore at their own 45. Mike Dawson, one of those big inside tackles, made the tackle for the Cardinals.
Cardinals are not a great blitzing team. They're going to yield yardage. The Colts have moved the ball continuously, but they fumbled it a few times. It's been very costly.
And down to, here comes Dowdy going wide right, Carr wide left. First down, Baltimore at their own 45. They've got a split in the backfield. Jones yanks it away, fakes the handoff to Lydell, wants to throw. Pressure coming, fires upfield. Caught by Don McCauley inside the Cardinal 40-yard line. McCauley on a good reception gives Baltimore a first down. They're going to spot it around the Cardinal 38. Ken Reeves made the tackle. First down, Baltimore at the Cardinal 38.
38-yard line.
21-10, the Cardinals are leading the Colts, and it's been wide open football here in the gateway to the West. I formation again, McCauley the front man, Lydell the second man to give to McCauley straight ahead, and he thrusts down about to the 35-yard line, which will make it 2nd down and 7 now. Baltimore at the Cardinal 35. Again, it's Mark Arneson making the tackle, a very active linebacker. They got that number 67 out there, that Larry Stallings. He seems to me he's been playing football in the National Football League forever and doing it well.
14 years, he and Jackie Smith 14 years in this league.
Dowdy wide right, Carr comes wide left. Again, the I formation. 2nd and 7 at the Cardinal 35. Jones yanks it away. No fake. Wants to throw. Pressure coming. Now Jones fires into the end zone. Roger Carr with double coverage. Doesn't get to the football. He had Roger Worley with him and also number 20, Mike Sensenbaugh. Double coverage on Roger Carr, and Jones just let it go completely through the end zone. 3rd down, 7, Baltimore at the St. Louis Cardinal 35.
The last time the Colts had 3rd and passing yardage, the Cardinals blitzed. As we said, they don't blitz a lot. They have a lot of faith in the defensive backfield. 31 years of experience, Chuck, among those 4 people. Kenny Reeves leads with 11. But they're a well-schooled and a very experienced bunch, and they're an excellent 4 back there.
Now Roger Carr wide to the left, to the right side of the set. Dowdy to the left side, a split in the backfield. 3rd and 7 at the Cardinal 35. Jones looking at the Cardinal defensive alignment, yanks it away, no fake, wants to throw, sets, looks, fires. It is caught and then dropped. Incomplete. Dowdy couldn't make the catch at the 15-yard line. Roger Worley was all over him. And the Colts have not converted on 3rd down. The Cardinals have converted on 3rd down.
I guess Burt might get a little bit of heat. Some questions anyway about the calls on 2nd and 7 from the Cardinal 35 after they'd moved it that far, throwing deep and then throwing medium deep. And now inability to move it has forced a punt.
Well, David Lee will kick it. He'll kick from about the Cardinal 45-yard line. Metcalf waiting down around the 5. Let's see whether they kick it to him or whether David Lee tries to, hit the coffin corner. Or will they take a chance in the fact that maybe Metcalf might fumble that football? A big rush coming. Now David Lee angles for the coffin corner on the near side of the field. It is going to go out of bounds somewhere inside the 10. We're waiting for the official to walk it back 9 to the 10 to the 11. He's still coming upfield. Now stops at around the 13-yard line. There's a timeout with the score. The Cardinals 21 and the Colts 10. Up there, Oldham also in on the play. And the big fellow, though he wanted to go inside and then try to get outside, and that little delay cost him a little bit. He picked up 3 to about the 20. And it's 3rd and 3. And here is the Cardinal 3rd down. They have been able to convert most of their 3rd downs, have the Cardinals. Let's see how they do on this one. And they send Tilley into the ball game. Send him out wide to the left side. Mel Gray wide to the right side. They've got Jones as a running back alongside of Metcalf. They split the backfield. Nobody behind the quarterback. 3rd and 3 at the 20. Take away by Hart. He's back to throw on 3rd and 3. Looks to find a receiver. Plenty of time. Dumps it off to Jones. Jones is hit head high by Darrell Luce and taken down at about the 19-yard line. And the Cardinals do not convert on 3rd down.
Again, today we'll pick the offensive and defensive players of the week, and we'll announce the picks during WCBM's locker room report following this afternoon's game. That was a necessary defensive play by the Colts. They didn't score when they had the ball after St. Louis taking an 11-point lead, but they held them, and they get it back, should get it around midfield.
Well, here's Terry Joyce, who is a rookie from Missouri Southern State, to do the punting for the Cardinals. Howard Stevens waiting at the Baltimore 40-yard line. We'll wait for the snap from center. The Colts have they've got a 9-man rush up there. Still, there's the snap, and here comes Joyce's punt. He missed it cold. He kicked it off the side of his foot, bouncing out of bounds around the Cardinal 44-yard line. Joyce just plain missed it. And as I say, this is a tough day for kickers. When the weather is cold, it takes a lot of the zing out of the ball. You don't drive it. You don't hit it as hard as you normally could hit it. And again, it's a little bit tough to punt when your feet are cold. 32 degrees in St. Louis right now, and the Colts have yet another opportunity. 1st down, Baltimore at the St. Louis 43. I formation, McCauley, the front man. The second man is Lydell. Dowdy wide left. The other way, it's Roger Carr. The takeaway by Jones to the second man, Lydell, off the right side. He got hit coming into the hole, spun free for maybe a yard to maybe the 40-yard line. Aronson made the tackle. Charlie Davis kind of stood him up a little bit, and they're going to mark his forward progress deeper than I mentioned. It's inside the 40 to the 38-yard line, so it's Colt ball now 2nd and 5 at the St. Louis 38. Lydell will make 2 or 3 yards when you lose sight of him.
You give up on him, and you never should.
Right, that's exactly right. Carr wide left, Dowdy now wide right. Again, an I formation for Baltimore with McCauley, the front man. The give to the second man, Lydell, off the left side. He is down to maybe the 35-yard line. A gain of 3 on the play. It will be 3rd down and about 2. Baltimore now at the St. Louis 35. The tackle credit goes to Mark Arneson. Boy, he has made more than his share of tackles today, has Mark Arneson. Larry Stallings looking to the sideline to get the defense that the Cardinal coaches want him to operate in this situation. Actually, it's shy of the 35. It's at the 36-yard line, so it's 3rd down and 3, Baltimore, at the Cardinal 36. Dowdy and Carr are wide to the right side of the set. Split well off on the left side is Raymond Chester. A split in the backfield, and 3rd and 3. Jones wants to throw. He drops, sets, pressure. He runs out of the pressure, hit from behind, and takes fumble. And they fight for possession down around the 35-yard line. Bob Bell made the tackle of Burt Jones. The Cardinals just put a lot of pressure on Burt. He tried to run out of it, got caught from behind by Bob Bell. And the Colts are now at the 36 with a 4th down, counting and still 3. And the last 2 times they have had the football, they have not been able to convert on 3rd down. Back downfield, number 21, and that's the amazing Mr. Terry Metcalf. He is going back to the Cardinal 5-yard line. David Lee will angle for the sideline, if he employs the same strategy he did the last time in this kind of a punt. Here's the snap to David Lee, and he, again, angles toward this sideline. Coming over to watch it is Metcalf. It bounces in the 5, and is going to be covered by the Colts down around the 1-yard line, or maybe the 2. Covering it was Sanders Shivers. It was kind of a knuckleball. It hit in this artificial turf and bounced straight up in the air, and the Colts covered it at the 2-yard line of the Cardinals. Well, there's almost a magical sort of a punt.
I'll tell you, get mad. You don't see many balls fight like they're hitting in the green on this artificial concrete.
And that's another classic example of what football coaches mean when they say don't ever let a kick hit the ground.
Well, of course, they kick it away from Metcalf. He had to run 30 yards to get to it. He was lined up on the hash mark, even with Lee, and Lee wasn't even thinking about kicking his 40.
Otis and Metcalf are the setbacks from the 2-yard line in behind Jim Hart. They have double tight ends, Kane and Jackie Smith, waiting for the take. They give to Otis, dances to his right, hit by Big Darrell Luce right along the line of scrimmage, and also Mumford was there. They're going to mark his forward progress somewhere around the 4-yard line. 2nd down and 8. Time remaining about 2:40. It's the Cardinals 21, the Colts 10 here in the first half in cold St. Louis. That's the only thing cold about this great old city, however, is the weather. It's a wonderful town. We can look over the top of the stadium and see that magnificent golden arch down here. With a 2nd and 8 from the 4-yard line. Hart has them in the same offensive set. Waiting for Hart's takeaway. He turns, gives to Otis off the right side, and Mumford is there to meet him head on at the line of scrimmage, and they stack him up somewhere around the 8-yard line. He may have picked up 4. I'll tell you, Mumford going head-to-head with Otis is not a very comfortable way to make a living.
And he met him standing up. He didn't duck in there. He just met him chest to chest. And we now get the 2-minute warning. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
Everyone's looking to find what's best in the things they do and the music they hear.
I'll go along with that.
Take on the challenge of Pabst Blue Ribbon if you're looking for a quality beer.
All right. What's the Pabst challenge?
Compare our beer with any other. Try it once and you'll discover the best beer taste will bring it home to you. With Pabst Blue Ribbon, the quality always comes through.
You know something? That Pabst is really a great tasting beer.
Compare our beer with any other. Try it once and you'll discover the best beer taste will bring it home to you. With Pabst Blue Ribbon, the quality always comes through. With Pabst Blue Ribbon, the quality always comes through.
Pabst, since 1844.
The quality always comes through. The quality always comes through. The quality always comes through.
Baltimore Colts football brought to you by Pabst Blue Ribbon Beer. Since 1844, the quality has always come through.
3rd and about 3.5 as we go to the final 2 minutes of play here in St. Louis this afternoon, with the Cardinals leading it by a count of 21-10. Cardinals had a 14-point first period. The Colts got 7 in that first period. They got a field goal here in the second quarter, while the Cardinals have had a TD. And Jim Hart brings him out. 3rd down at about 4. Mel Gray wide to the left side, and he takes Tilley out there with him. Jones alongside of Metcalf is running back from the split backfield behind Hart. 3rd and about 4 from the 8. Hart wants to on the draw. Here comes Jones up the middle, and he is hit and taken down at about the 13, 14-yard line. He may have first down yardage. He's very close to it. On the draw, Jones went right up the gut, and he is very close to a first down. They're still untangling, but it looks as though he may have it.
Check the Cardinals.
They've got it.
They made it at the 13-yard line. They haven't thrown to Mel Gray, and this would be a great time to let one go to him. Of course, he's getting if he's not getting double coverage, he's getting coverage and a half out there. Oldham has been playing him now, his head up on him, but Laird is favoring that side, but this is the time to throw the bomb.
Well, they've got Gray wide left. The other way is Tilley, and again, they've got Jones and Metcalf running backs behind the quarterback Hart. The give goes to Jones. Jones dances into the middle and gets hit crossing the 15-yard line and stopped pretty good, as a matter of fact. Bruce Laird, the hitter. Dutton was also in on the tackle, and Chiansky around the football, as he always is. The gain is to about the 17-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 7. Time, 1 minute and 6 seconds in the first half here in St. Louis. With a 21-10 Cardinal lead over the Baltimore Colts, this is the day the Cardinals have to win. They just got to win or else it's all over. They've got Gray wide right, or rather Gray the other way, and Tilley is wide right. They go to a standard pro set backfield. Jones and it looks like Otis now in the backfield of behind Hart. The turn, the give goes to Otis off the left side, bumps to the outside, and is sent head over heels crossing the 20-yard line. Oldham gets up and wants a word or two to say with one of the offensive linemen, and that looked like Dobler. It probably was Conrad Dobler. Dobler said, son, don't debate with me. I'm in the big league when it comes to talking, and you're not.
I'm going to tell you, he gets more ink for an interior offensive lineman
really
than anybody in the world. Conrad Dobler. Immortalized by Alex Karras on Monday Night Television, and everybody knows about him.
The ball is spotted right about at the 23-yard line, and it's third down at about a yard. Again, they've got Jones, they've got Otis, the setbacks behind quarterback Hart. The give goes to Otis off the left side. He's got first down yardage. Shakes the tackler, breaks into the clear momentarily, and is caught from behind by Jim Chiansky and taken down at about the 35-yard line of the Cardinals. And that's it. Time is gone here in the first half in St. Louis this afternoon. That's it. That is the end of the first half with the Cardinals leading 21-10. We will have more in 1 minute.
For great values in ski.
At a 21-10 lead, and it's a cool but beautiful Saturday afternoon. Baltimore in some trouble, it would appear, Vince, against these Cardinals. A very quick look at the stats, and there's one department that just jumps out all over you. You take a look at the passing attack of the Cardinals in the first half. Jim Hart has thrown the ball 9 times, completed 8 of the 9 for 143 yards.
And on the other hand, Bert Jones is 5 for 9, but not altogether his fault because he's had a few hit in and hit out.
Leonard will kick it off, and down on the goal line is the fellow who chills a lot of people. That's Metcalf. And let's see how Tony gets to the football this time. He didn't get it at all. It bounces around at about the Cardinal 25-yard line to the 30-yard line, and down goes number 52, linebacker Mike McGraw, who returned it to about the 37, 38-yard line of the Cardinals. And for PRW in Manassas, Virginia, and for WCBM in Baltimore, we'll pause now for station identification. This is the Metro Media Baltimore Colts Football Network.
Howard Cosell, speaking of everything, can be heard Tuesday nights at 10:30 on WAMD, Aberdeen.
Well, Otis, the front man of the eye, and out of the eye, they pitch back to Metcalf, sweeping the right end, makes the cut, and gets stood up. And oh, did he get stood up? With the 35-yard line, I mean, he paid the price. It looked like it was Dutton in there. And also the linebacker, Darrell Luce, the ball popped free and came right back down in his hands again at the 34-yard line. And that, if that sets the tone of the second half of the Colts, Vince, we're in for a football game.
In a lot better shape, I'll tell you. They talk about Metcalf will fumble and hit hard. He did that time, but he got it back.
I'll tell you, that's the kind of a hit that'll win football games for you. Tilley wide right, wide left, Mel Gray. It is 2nd and 13 at the Cardinal 34, waiting for the takeaway by the big quarterback Hart. He fakes it, gives it to the handoff to big man Otis. Otis comes up the middle and gets trapped and knocked off his pins at about the 37-yard line by Freddie Cook, the defensive end who came knifing down the line. And it is now a third down and about 10 for the Cardinals. The ball resting at about the 37-yard line. And here we go again, Vince.
Well, I wonder if they'll blitz. Of course, they don't have a linebacker. They have an extra back in there. Chiansky out, Randy Hall in. No blitzing people up there unless they come from the safety spot.
Well, the Cardinals had converted very well in the first half on third downs. Here's a 3rd and 10 at the 37. We're watching Hart at quarterback, waiting for the takeaway by the big red quarterback, back to throw. He gets some pressure, steps up, gets hit by Dutton, and down he goes at the 30-yard line. The Colts finally got the pressure on Hart that they've been trying to develop all day. Airman may have been there with him, so they may have to share that first sack this afternoon.
Take it. Only the 16th of the year against Hart. So 17 yards to go on fourth. That is great defensive pressure. That's the first excellent stand the Colts have made defensively today.
All ready to go, and Joyce will be the punter. Howard Stevens waiting down around the 30-yard line. He's got Jackie Wallace back there with him and Ray Oldham. And we're waiting now for the snap from center and the Cardinals' first punt of the second half. Snap is okay. Here comes Joyce's punt. Took his time and hit it pretty good toward Howard Stevens of the Baltimore 33. Going outside, he makes a move to 35 on his feet up to the 40 and across the 40-yard line before he is finally held. He got knocked off his pins back there by Steve Jones and managed to maintain his balance long enough to get the ball right up to about the 40, maybe 41-yard line where it's first down Baltimore.
Yeah, you talk about Steve Jones. You remind you a little bit of McCauley. Comes in on third down. He's made some good runs with the ball. Steve Jones, kid from Duke in McCauley's Atlantic Coast Conference, 4 years in the league.
Pressure coming with Jones. Pressure coming. Jones fires down the middle. Raymond Chester's got it at midfield. No, they say he trapped the ball. He did not control it. They say he did not control the football. It is an incomplete pass. 2nd and 10, Baltimore at the 41-yard line. Raymond rolled over. It looked as though he had the football, but apparently when he completed the roll, he did not have it. Second down, 10, Baltimore at the Cardinal 41. The Cardinals 21, the Colts 41. The Cardinals 21. The Colts 10. We're just underway here in the second half, 12:58 remaining. In the third quarter, Roger Carr wide right, wide left goes Glenn Dowdy, split in the backfield. McCauley and Lydell Mitchell in there behind Burt Jones. The takeaway, no fake. Burt wants to throw. The sideliner coming, caught by Roger Carr, out of bounds at about the 46-yard line. A gain of 5 makes it third down and about 5. And Norm Thompson, the defensive back who ran Roger Carr out of bounds. 3rd and 5, Baltimore. Well, we talked a good little bit about the third down conversions. The Cardinals had a couple in the first half of the ball game that were, absolutely necessary to their success. Baltimore in the first half just did not convert on third downs as they should have. Now with a 3rd and 5, double wide receivers to this side, we have Dowdy and Carr. Raymond Chester split off on the left side. Here's Jones back to throw. Pressure coming, sets, fires, down the middle, caught by Dowdy and then dropped. Incomplete. Dowdy was hit by Roger Worley and another defensive back, number 20. In there with him is Mike Sensenbaugh, and he couldn't hold on to the football. It is 4th and 5, Colts at the 46-yard line, and they're going to have to kick it away.
I want to give the Cardinals credit for just a perfect timing defensively to create the hit and the drop ball. Not Dowdy's fault.
Not at all. Well, now, David Lee will do the punting, and down around the 10-yard line waiting is Mr. Metcalf. And he's got some company back there. Gary Hammond is the shallow receiver between the 25 and the 30-yard line. Waiting for Forrest Blue's snap. Oh, ready to go. Here's the snap to David Lee. He angles toward the far side. A beautiful booming spiral deep in Cardinal territory. Hits on the 5. It's going to be covered inside the 5-yard line. Randy Hall was right there to cover it inside the 5 at about the 4-yard line. The Cardinals go to work from there. There's a break in the action with the score. The Cardinals 21, the Colts 10. Let's pause now for this message.
It's put together to stay together to keep on figuring.
I want a car that doesn't cost a lot, needs fixing a lot, or guzzle gas a lot.
Sounds like you want a Datsun V210. It's Datsun's lowest price car, yet it's a solid investment designed to keep maintenance costs down. And at 41 miles per gallon on the highway, 29 city, it's a gas saver. Of course, those are EPA estimates with manual transmission. Your mileage may vary. Datsun Cars and Trucks, America's #1 selling import.
Together to stay together to keep on figuring. Datsun saves. Datsun saves.
Close of the first half, the Colts pinned the Cardinals deep in their own territory on the very talented punting of David Lee. And here in the opening moments of the second half, they've done the same thing again. Randy Hall covered David's punt on the Cardinal 4-yard line with the Cardinals leading 21-10. They go to work at that spot.
That'll be a 50-yarder, Chuck, from the Colts 46. A brilliant punt by Lee, diagonally angling it away from Terry Metcalf, the run-back threat. And then Randy Hall covered it at the 4.
Well, Tilley is going out wide to the right side of the Cardinal set. To the left side is Mel Gray. And the running backs, again, will be Otis and Metcalf in behind quarterback Jim Hart. Waiting for the snap to Hart. Here it is. He turns, gives to Otis. The left side. He ducks through one hole, gets caught from behind, and pulled down at about the 7-yard line. Stan White, John Dutton, and Jim Chiansky all around the ball carrier. Otis, Freddie Cook also in on the play at about, let's say, they're going to spot it at about the 7-yard line. A gain of 3, 2nd and 7. Well, they've moved it back to the 6-yard line now, so it'll be 2nd down and 8 at the 6-yard line. Young fella Pat Tilley is set out wide to the left side. Mel Gray wide to the right side. An I formation. The front man on the I is Otis. The second man is Metcalf, standing right on the goal line. Return, and the give goes to no one. Play action now. The pass to Metcalf. Metcalf up to the 10 to the 15, and he's going to be out of bounds at about the 20-yard line. Jackie Wallace is there to make the tackle. Just a quick flare to the back. Metcalf, and a first down for the Cardinals at their own 21-yard line.
15 yards. A little play action by Hart that time from the eye. It's unusual that they throw out of the eye. And that's deep in their territory from the 6. Now they're out of the shadow of the goalpost anyway.
First down for the Cardinals at the 21. Tilley is going out wide to the... hold on a minute. We'll make that Mel Gray going out wide to the right side. And a slot inside him is Gary Hammond. An I formation with Otis the front man. They depart the I to the standard pro set. Metcalf and Otis shoulder to shoulder now. The give to Otis off the right side. He gets pinned in the hole short of the 25-yard line by a gang of Colt tacklers led by Chiansky. And John Dutton around the ball. Bruce Laird around the ball again. They're going to spot his forward progress right about at the 24-yard line. 2nd down, 7, the Cardinals at that spot.
2nd down, 7 yards to go.
Time, 11:24 in the 3rd quarter. We've had an exchange of punts. And the Cardinals drive that started from the 4. Now it's to their 24. They, again, have got Hammond wide to the right side, and they've got Mel Gray flanked outside him. They go to a standard pro set with Metcalf and Otis running backs. And the turn, the give to Otis into a big hole in the middle, and then is get by Ray Oldham, and is taken down at about the 33-yard line. Stan White was there to make the tackle, and it looks like Otis shed a shoe. That's exactly what happened to him. It is a first down for Otis as he carried out to about the 32-yard line of the Cardinals and lost his shoe, and Steve Jones comes in to take his place. So the Cardinals started from their 4-yard line, now have a first down at their 31. In between the 31 and the 32, a split in the backfield, nobody directly behind the quarterback, Jim Hart. Now they move it out of a split to a standard pro set and moved in behind the quarterback is Steve Jones. 1st and 10 at the 31. The give goes to Lockhart, to Metcalf to the right side. Runs through tacklers all the way to the 37-yard line. He got hit twice on the way, and Bruce Laird finally put him down at about the 37-yard line. It looked like Joe Ehrman had a shot at him and just kind of spun him off balance momentarily. But this brilliant Metcalf just ran it right out to the 37 anyway. Gain of 6 on the play, 2nd and about 4. Tilley wide to the left side of the set. Wide the other way is Mel Gray. And the running backs again will be Metcalf, and alongside him Steve Jones. Waiting for the snap to quarterback Hart to start things. Wants to throw a straight drop, sets up, flares it out to Metcalf in the screen. And Metcalf fell down and was immediately covered by Jim Chiansky. He slipped and lost his footing and fell right at the 35-yard line. That brings up a 3rd down and 6 for the Cardinals at their 35. Metcalf a little unhappy, I'll tell you. To have a fellow like him and have him out there behind a screen or a wall of blockers could be a dangerous kind of a thing if you're wearing some color other than the big red. All ready to go. The Cardinals still out of the huddle. Tilley, who has replaced Ike Harris, he suffered a leg hurt in the first half of the ball game. He is split wide left flank, wide right is Mel Gray, and a split in the backfield, nobody behind the quarterback Hart. 3rd and 6, back to throw goes Hart. He's set, has time, throws it over the middle, incomplete. Covering on the play for the Baltimore Colts was Darrell Luce. The intended receiver was Jones, and he did a whale of a job covering to Darrell Luce. Just fleeced him with a football.
That was a great play by Darrell, who very easily could have interfered with Jones on that play. Had his arms around him, but didn't touch him, knocked the ball down to force a punt. Good play, Luce.
Well, we had a wild first quarter with 21 points on the board, and now the Baltimore Colts have got a 10-man rush mounted against punter, the young man Terry Joyce, a rookie from Missouri Southern State. Howard Stevens waiting for the punt at the 25. We wait for the snap. There it is, kind of low. He's got it okay. Pressure coming. He got the kick away, end over end toward Howard Stevens at the Baltimore 35. Now the 40, and is going to be taken down on a gang of tacklers at about the 43-yard line. So with the score, the St. Louis Cardinals 21, the Baltimore Colts 10. There's a timeout in St. Louis. We'll be back in 60 seconds. Against them, other than the St. Louis Cardinals, and that, of course, is the fact that no matter what happens from here on out, the Colts are at least assured of at least a wild card playoff berth. And I think that has a little bit to do with mental attitude, and it was one of the problems that Coach Ted Marchibroda felt deserved a lot of his attention this past week in practice. Baltimore now first down at their own 44. Mitchell and McCauley, the setbacks, the give goes to McCauley to the right side. It doesn't open up. And the reason it didn't open up is the big end, Bob Bell, who played it just like, well, as perfectly as you could play it, and stacked up the run, stopping them at about the 40, well, not quite the 46. Second down, 9, Baltimore at their own 45.
Second down, 8 seconds to go.
They move the football across the 45, so if you want to change it, we can make it 2nd and 8 at about the 46. Not quite there. Roger Carr wide to the right side, Glenn Dowdy wide to the left. Split in the backfield, no man directly behind Jones, the quarterback. 2nd and 8 at the 46. He's back to throw his burst. A deep drop, set, has time, fires down the gut, caught by Carr, and he fell down at the 33 or 32-yard line. Roger Carr made a searing grab and comes up mattered to wet him that he slipped and fell.
Well, I want to say that was a great catch. Had to turn back a little bit to catch the ball and leap up. A very difficult catch. So he's at the 32. He was being played on the near side of the field by Norm Thompson, not by Worley. Worley had been flip-flopping, occasionally chasing Carr all over the field, but he takes the man who goes wide to the left, and in this case, it's Carr.
Right, and Dowdy then is against Norm Thompson, wide to the right. Here's the gift to Lydell Mitchell, a sweep of the right hand, makes a cut, and is going to be snowed under by Cardinal tacklers at the 30-yard line. I'll tell you, he some kind of got punished on that run, did Lydell. It's Charlie Davis, big, strong tackle, who was over there to lead the Big Red. And Lydell just a little slow getting up out of that pile-up.
Colts have a lot of time. They've held the Cardinals twice, but they better take it in now. They're 11 points behind, 7 minutes to go in the third period.
At the Cardinal 30, 2nd down and 8. Carr wide right, Dowdy wide left, split in the backfield, 2nd and 8. Jones back to throw. A deep drop, sets up, pressure coming, firing toward the end zone. Raymond Chester, touchdown Baltimore. Raymond Chester, perfect pass. He couldn't have carried it down and handed it to him any better. Chester goes in for the score. Linhart out there to try to add another point on the board to make it 17. Bill Troop will be his holder, and Linhart waiting the snap. There's the snap, the spot, the kick. It's in the air. Looks okay, and there aren't any penalty flags down. Therefore, it is good. There's a timeout with the score. The Cardinals 21, the Baltimore Colts 17. Linhart will kick it off, and again, that Metcalf waits at the 5-yard line for the Cardinals. Linhart moving on the ball. He hits it high, end over end, and not very deep at all. They're going to let it bounce. It bounces toward Metcalf. He's at the 20-yard line. A penalty flag goes down as he's snowed under at the 20-yard line trying to make some kind of move. And it looks as though we've got a clipping penalty. Baylor was clipped out of bounds, and the man who threw the clip was number 46, and that would be Jeff Severson of the Cardinals. That's exactly what happens, and so the Cardinals will again have to start deep in their own territory.
Last time it was the 4-yard line after the great kick by David Lee, and now this is an effective kickoff. If you can kick the ball away from Metcalf, make it hit the ground and force him to run differently than directly at the ball to pick it up, you're in good shape. And the penalty against the Cardinals helps 10 yards more. So they're starting around the 11-yard line.
That's the way it stands up right now, 21-17. The Cardinals lead the Baltimore Colts in the second half. In the third quarter with 6:43 remaining. From the 10-yard line, Cardinals come on the ball. Otis is one of the running backs and Metcalf the other. Chili wide to the right, Mel Gray wide to the left side, and we wait for the snap to the quarterback, Jim Hart, to start things. He turns, gives it off to Otis, and Otis, the big fella, comes storming off the right side close to the 15-yard line before he is held. He is out about to the 15-yard line. Jim Chayansky made the tackle. Second down 5 for the Cardinals, a long 5. We're going to call it second down at about 6, near the Cardinal 15-yard line. Hart brings him out. Again, he sends Mel Gray wide right. This time Gary Hammond is set wide to the left side. Again, you have Otis and Metcalf as running backs behind the Big Red quarterback. Second down, a long 5 from about the Cardinal 15. The give goes to Metcalf into the middle, dances out into the open, and got caught quickly and held at about the 18-yard line. Stan White was there, and he had a little assist in there by Jim Chiansky, I might have guessed.
Assisted by White.
The gain is good to the 18-yard line. It is third down, about 2 for the Cardinals at their own 18.
When in doubt, when somebody goes down the middle, a good guess is number 59.
Out through. Well, Metcalf comes out of the ball game. Mel Gray comes out of the ball game. Steve Jones is back in there. They play with double tight end. Third down at about 2. The ball resting at about the 18-yard line. Jones now is having having some trouble, and the Cardinals are going to take a timeout. They came out and there seemed to be some misunderstanding as to what was going on offensively. So Hart said, wait a minute, let's not get caught in this situation. We'll take the timeout.
You know, of all the teams in football, I guess with all these close games St. Louis is involved in, they, more than anybody else, shouldn't take a timeout for something like this, because they're always going down to the last minute needing to score or trying to hold somebody off. And this could be a costly timeout because of indecision.
6 of their 8 wins this year have gone down to the final few seconds of the ball game. And I think we mentioned earlier, Vince, that it happened to them no less than 4 times last year. And there are a few signs around here indicating that the Cardiac Cardinals...
You know, the Cardiac Cardinals have been in business, Chuck, about as long as any team. They started in 1921, which is about the time George Halas started all this wild business. Patty Driscoll was the first coach, and they were the Chicago Cardinals then, and been the St. Louis team since around 60.
All right, with a third down and 2 at the 18-yard line, they're now ready to go. And the running backs, again, are Steve Jones and the big man Otis. Third and about 2. Here's the give to Otis off the right side. He has got first down yardage and then some. Pile driving his way out about to the 23-yard line for a Cardinal first down. Jim Chiansky assisted on the tackle again. They spotted at the 23, first down for the Cardinals.
Deerdorf and Dobler and Banks, the middle 3 are outstanding people in there. Deerdorf and Dobler on the right side, rather, and Banks in the middle. Young is the other guard. He's on the right side, left side.
They keep Otis and Jones as running backs behind the quarterback, Jim Hart. Mel Gray wide right. Tilly is wide to the left side. First down to the Cardinals, 23. Waiting for the takeaway, and the give goes to no one. Play action fake. Throw caught by Tilly. Tilly is taken down at the Cardinal 40-yard line. Tackle credit Ray Oldham at the 40-yard line. First down.
17 yards. Excellent quarterback, Hart. The Baltimore fans haven't heard many of his games on the radio or perhaps seen them against the Colts. They've only played 5 times, and his play selection is excellent.
And he is a very brilliant man, is Mr. Jim Hart. Wide to the right, Gray, and the Tilly is the other way. And it looks like they've got Metcalf in a slot left now. They departed into a split backfield. Otis and Metcalf behind the quarterback, Hart, waiting for his takeaway. He fakes, now hands off to the big man, Otis. Otis tries to draw up the middle, and it doesn't go this time. He got maybe 2 to the 42-yard line before Fred Cook and some of his helpers along that front 4 of Baltimore made the tackle. John Dutton also got in there. Ehrman, the last man up off the pile. They spot it near the 42. Second and 8.
And Jones, who's a better pass catcher apparently than Otis, replaces Jim.
Well, Otis comes out of the ball game, and Metcalf goes back in now. Metcalf and Jones then are the running backs. Mel Gray wide to the left side, and wide to the right is Tilly. And we've got a second down and 8. They now go to an I. Jones, the front man in the I. Metcalf, the deep man in the I. The pitch back to Metcalf, the deep man. Swings to the right side. It doesn't go this time. The Colts really have done something to shore up the defensive efforts with Darrell Luce and Jim Chiansky, the linebackers, credited with the tackle at about the 40, let's call it the 42, if you will. So it's third and 8 for the Cardinals at the 42.
Not a big play, and where will he go? You know, there won't be any play action because it's obviously a passing down. So they know he's going to throw. Maybe they'll blitz on third and 8.
Well, Mel Gray is wide to the left side of the set. Tilly is the other way, and they've got the only man behind the quarterback now is Metcalf. Hold on, here's Steve Jones backing back there with him. Waiting for the takeaway. Hart wants to throw. He's got a deep drop, sets up, has time, fires it down the middle. And here is Mel Gray at the Colt 40. And down he goes with a first down at the Baltimore Colt 41-yard line. Ray Oldham made the tackle.
Is that the first time to Gray?
I think that's his first catch of the ball game.
17 yards and a major first down at the Colt 41.
And again, another third down conversion by Hart on the Cardinals. With the Cardinals leading at 21-17, Baltimore needs some defense with 2 minutes remaining in the third quarter. The running backs again, Metcalf, and this time Otis is alongside of his teammate Metcalf, waiting for the give. It goes to Metcalf around the right end. He's got room, and down he goes to the Baltimore 33-yard line before Lloyd Mumford and Fred Cook trailing the play, along with Bruce Laird makes the tackle. Pretty nifty-looking play. Misdirection from Otis and the Metcalf the other way.
I think it's kind of throwing it to the weak side away from the tight end, but the misdirection created the defensive problem for Baltimore. They reacted to Otis, and then Metcalf came the other way.
Well, it's second down and about 2. The ball resting at the Colt 33. Tilly wide right, Mel Gray wide left. And they've got Otis and Metcalf shoulder to shoulder behind Jim Hart. J.B. Kane, a tight end on the left end of the line, waiting for the takeaway by Hart. A long count. The give goes to Otis. To the other side, Fred Cook meets him head on. And Cook and Otis go down in a pile very close to first down yardage. They had to get to about the 30, and he seems to be shy by a good little bit. Third down and maybe, let's say, a yard. The ball resting around the 32.
First down. 1 yard to go.
Third down and a yard. The ball resting at the Baltimore Colt 32. As Hart brings them on the football. Double tight ends now, J.B. Kane and Jackie Smith. And again, it'll be Metcalf and it'll be Otis as running backs. Waiting for the snap to the quarterback, Hart. Which one will he give to? He gives it to Metcalf, swinging around his right end, and Mumford is there. They don't get it. Mumford and Bruce Laird. Metcalf just tried to get outside, and the Colt defensive flow was just great. And Jackie Wallace also came along to assist on the play, and they do not get the first down.
Mumford's had one of the outstanding games of the year, and on 4th down and 3, I don't see Bakken coming in. It's maybe a little bit out of his range. It'd be a 50-yarder, and they're going to go for it, or maybe even punt the ball. And
well, I'm looking for Joyce. I don't see him out there. Yeah, now I do. Well, no, we're coming to the end of the quarter. All right.
Well, we get to the end of the third quarter, and the score,
if you can say it's really critical as you start the fourth quarter. But around plays such as this one, games have been won and lost. The Cardinals show a 4th down and 3. The ball resting at the Baltimore Colt 34.
And with 15 minutes left in the year, maybe, for them, and it may ride on this play.
On this very play, right. Steve Jones is one of the running backs along with Metcalf. They've got Gray and Tilly set wide to the left. Split in the backfield right now. 4th down and about 3. Turn, and he wants to throw. There's hard pressure coming. Blocked! It is blocked, and it was a blitz this time by Stan White. Stan White blocked the pass from Hart, and they gambled and lost.
Every time they've blitzed, they've been effective. They forced bad throws. That time, White get in to block the ball, so maybe they've taught themselves a lesson. And the Colts get the ball back at their own 34, and a whole quarter to work this one out as the Cardinals lead by 4.
Well, again, I'll tell you, this ball game is beginning to pick up a little momentum. You get a little bit of more of a feel for the importance of the ball game. It seems to me, Vince, as though the Colts have maybe kind of come to life a little bit here.
Better with second half.
Lydell Mitchell and Don McCauley, the setbacks. Jones fakes, rolls back, wants to throw. Burt has plenty of time. Throws down the middle. Caught by the receiver, Glenn Dowdy, around the Cardinal 45-yard line. And that would appear to be another one of the things that the Colts intend to do. Catch the football, be sure of it before you start taking off.
And Glenn Dowdy gave the gloves back to the bench.
Didn't he, though?
Caught that one.
Burt Jones got nailed after delivering the pass, but seemed to get up without too much trouble. Dowdy caught the football. First down for Baltimore, and it's resting around the St. Louis Cardinal 45-yard line. Lydell Mitchell, Don McCauley on the setbacks, and Carr is to the left. The turn, the give goes to Don McCauley. He hits into the middle and is down around the Cardinal 41-yard line. And he got in between those tackles, Davis and Dawson, and Davis made the tackle. The ball is being spotted now at about the 41. Second down, about 6. The ball resting at the St. Louis 41. Cardinals lead by a count of 21-17. A lot of time remaining in this fourth quarter. Dowdy sets out wide right, Carr the other way. I formation this time. McCauley up front, Lydell behind him. All right, here comes Dowdy in motion toward his backfield. A pitch back to Lydell Mitchell. A sweep on the right side. Blockers in front of him. And he got hit behind the wall of blockers. Somebody came racing up, Norm Thompson. And threw a heck of a shot at Lydell Mitchell and knocked him down at about the 38, maybe the 39-yard line. When they spot the football, it's closer to the 38, a gain of 3. 3rd and 3 for the Colts at the St. Louis 38.
Good play by Thompson. Also Larry Stallings, a 14-year veteran, the linebacker on the left corner. Now here's a big down for Baltimore.
I would say so. 3rd down and 3. Baltimore at the Cardinal 38. And you can hear this crowd hollering defense, defense. Here come the Colts. Carr, left side, Dowdy, right side, a pro set backfield. Jones waiting for the takeaway, no fake, wants to throw, looks out to find his man, and it is an incomplete forward pass. Norman Thompson ran all over Glenn Dowdy. There's no penalty flag dropped at all. Dowdy is shouting at the official. He never had a chance to catch the football. Thompson just knocked him down.
And as the ball came out of the backfield, it was deflected by a Cardinal. But the Colts certainly were looking for the yellow flag on the play against Glenn Dowdy.
We're too doggone far away to be sure, Vince, but the official right there didn't see it as a pass interference, and obviously he's got a much better view than we have. Well, Metcalf is waiting yet again for a David Lee punt. Down to the Cardinal 5-yard line. They've got a 9-man rush. Here comes David Lee's punt. He angles toward the near sideline, coming over as Metcalf. Has it at the 5. Metcalf ducks along the 10. A penalty flag goes down. Metcalf along the 5, still ducking tacklers out in the open. Almost fell down at the 20 to the 25. He is down at the 32 or 3-yard line. And a penalty flag has been dropped way back downfield. Ed Simonini made the tackle. And there's another flag along the 35-yard line, too. So let's wait and see what the officials have to say about it. It could be offsetting penalties, Vince.
That's true. Or maybe one of those post-possession penalties. That's a
clipping against the Cardinals, and somebody broke too soon on the David Lee punt, and we could have offsetting penalties. So let's wait and see what the referee has to say. Colts had a man downfield prior to the punt, clipping against the Cardinals.
Well, then that could come from the point. If the penalty will come from the point of the clip and go back, that's what they call a post-possession foul.
Okay.
In other words, the Cardinals will retain the ball. It's not offsetting to give the ball back to the Baltimore to kick it. Anyway, there's a penalty of the Cardinals, and they'll start at the 5. And with the score, Cardinals 21, Colts 17. There's a timeout here in St. Louis. We'll be back in 1 minute.
The B&J Ski Shop. For music, news, weather, and sports, keep your dial set at 970. WAMD, Aberdeen.
And the penalty puts the Cardinals back to the 5-yard line.
And for WCBG in Chambersburg, Pennsylvania, and all the network stations, we pause for station identification. This is the Metro Media Baltimore Colts Football Network.
Automatic transmission specialist. One-day service on most American-made cars. Call 272-3376. Aberdeen Automatic Transmission Company. This is WAMD Aberdeen.
Well, Vince, we thank you for the explanation on the double penalty on the exchange of the ball, and I thought they were going to be offsetting the penalties. I wasn't aware of the fact that that was the rule, and we thank you for the correction. Here are the Cardinals first down at their 5, and they've got Steve Jones and the big man Otis as running backs behind Hart. The turn, Hart wants to throw. He's back in the end zone, sets up, going for the broke, and here it comes upfield. It's going to be incomplete. Mumford finally got around in front of Mel Gray, and Mumford played it just letter perfect defensively and broke it up.
Absolutely. Looking for the ball, and he didn't bump the receiver. Now, where is there any case of face guarding there? So Gray got a little upset, but he's going back to the huddle.
Had Mumford not turned around and faced the football, then you might have had a problem, but Mumford just came right over, took a look, picked up the ball, turned and faced the ball and broke it up.
Boyd's had a great day. And I tell you, playing Mel Gray can, as you said before, freeze a guy.
Really chill you. Tilly comes out wide to the right side. He's a heck of a good-looking rookie, too, that number 83. 85, Mel Gray goes wide the other way. Jones and Otis set back, 2nd and 10 from the Cardinal 5. And Hart barking signals, turns, gets to Otis. He didn't go anywhere. The reason he didn't was Stan White. Stan White was all over it right at the 5-yard line. It is 3rd down, 10, the Cardinals at their 5.
Stan,
12 minutes, 18 seconds. Yes, sir.
you know, before the game, watching Stan White, we set up our post-game apparatus by his locker. He's studying. He is in complete concentration. This is an hour and a half before the game, studying plays, studying tendencies. He may be the smartest player, as smart a player as there is in the league, Stan White, anticipating things and totally prepared.
Well, Chayunsky drops off, and Randy Hall comes on, the fifth defensive back. Here's a 3rd and 10 at the 5-yard line. Jones and Metcalf are the running backs behind the quarterback Hart. 3rd and 10 to the 5. He's back to throw into the end zone. Has time, sets up, let it go up the middle, incomplete. And his intended receiver looked like it was Tilley. And it's broken up. Jackie Wallace was right around him, and Bruce Laird also there. So here's a 4th down and 10, and I don't think you're going to find any experimenting on 4th down from the Cardinals in this situation. There's Joyce on field right now.
Pressure by Freddie Cook that time forced it away, and Herman congratulates him as they leave the field.
This could be one of the more important possessions of the afternoon for the Colts. Howard Stevens is waiting at the Cardinal 45-yard line. Joyce, he's all alone. They're going to rush 10 men of the Baltimore Colts. No, they're not. Oldham has backed off a little bit. Now he's dancing up onto the line of scrimmage again as Oldham. Waiting back on the baseline at the end of the end zone is Joyce, still waiting. Here's the snap. It's okay. Here comes the rush. They couldn't get to him, but he didn't get very much of a kick. It's bouncing around. Stevens is going to have to grab it at the 46-yard line, and down he goes. At about the 47-yard line of the Cardinals, there's a break in the action. Let's pause now for this message.
For your local Nationwide agent, Ernest R. Severa in Aberdeen, 272-5111, or Banner G. Blevins Jr. in Bel Air, 838-5295.
To the football, and the ball is resting at the Cardinal 47-yard line. They have 11 minutes, 32 seconds remaining in this 4th quarter, and it's a 21-17 ball game with the Cardinals leading. Colts finally shut the Cardinals out in the 3rd quarter, and they were unable to do that in the first half of the football game.
And the kicking game has been quite a factor for the Colts. David Lee's punting has kept St. Louis pinned back, and then the defense has held them in there.
Absolutely. Roger Carr, wide left, wide to the right side. Glenn Dowdy, McCauley, and Lydell Mitchell setbacks behind Burt Jones. Takeaway by Burt, no fake. He wants to throw, looks and gets hit. Ducks out of the pressure. Jones running. He's coming downfield to the 43-yard line and is going to be hit and held right there. Roger Worley came up and made the tackle, and there was no mayhem in Worley's heart. He just made a good, solid tackle to take Jones down right around the 43. As the officials are having a little trouble figuring out where to put it down. 43-yard line will do it just nicely, man. A gain of 4, added 2nd down and 6. I thought Burt was really going to get nailed, and he squirted out of it. Sometimes when you get a lot of fellas around, one guy will knock another guy off the play, and that may have been what happened and allowed Jones to run. In a split backfield with a 2nd and 6 to Cardinal 43. The give goes to the inside man, McCauley. Fumble! And they fight for it, and it looks like it's still in possession of the Cardinals, and they're still fighting for it, and the Cardinals have it. Looks like Bob Bell, the defensive end, got it, and he brings the ball out of the clear and spikes it.
Well, it just got loose. His back cut. It popped up in the air. I didn't see anybody hit him. And St. Louis gets a big turnover. 5 fumbles in the game, and it gives them the ball around midfield with 10:43 left and a 4-point lead.
And that puts an entirely different complexion on things for Jim Hart and his offensive-minded Cardinals. Sending Mel Gray wide to the left. Tilly is a slot inside into the left side. I formation. They now depart the eye to a standard pro set. It's Otis and Metcalf as running backs. The turn to give to Otis down the middle, and he is hit coming into the hole and taken down crossing the 50-yard line by Stan White, among others. His gain is at the Baltimore Colts 48, 2nd down 6 for the Cardinals at the Colts 48-yard line. 4 fumbles in the first quarter of the football game. 2 of the Colts fumbles led to direct Cardinal scores. And now we've had the 5th fumble of the ball game. As the Cardinals move into Baltimore territory, Tilly wide right, wide left, Mel Gray. Otis, the front man of the eye. Now they come out of the eye, and shoulder to shoulder with him is Metcalf. Waiting for Hart to take away. He turns, fakes nicely, wants to throw, has plenty of time to look 3 or 4 times. Now throws it out of bounds. The Colts defensive unit downfield, apparently Vince did an excellent job on coverage because Hart had enough time to read the Wall Street Journal.
Well, the St. Louis Post dispatch, but he wasn't reading Mel Gray, who appeared to be open deep.
But he did have a heck of a lot of time. That offensive line of the Cardinals is every bit as good as people have told us. It's like the Colts offensive line.
We look for the blitz here at 3rd and 6.
3rd down 6 at the Colts 48-yard line. Chili is a slot, split to the left side flank. Outside him is Mel Gray, split in the backfield. Jones is in there alongside of Metcalf right now. Here's the takeaway by Hart. A deep drop he wants to throw. No pressure, firing upfield. It is incomplete. Incomplete, almost intercepted by Stan White. He had it and just couldn't control the football. 4th down and 6 for the Cardinals. The ball at the Colts 48. And I see Joyce is on field. The Cardinals in this instance will kick it away. 9:55 remaining.
Baltimore's defense outstanding in the second half. Complete turnaround from the first half.
Joyce waiting now for the snap from center. Down at the 10-yard line waiting is Howard Stevens. He's got some company from Ray Oldham wandering around at the 25-yard line. Snap is okay. Here comes Joyce's punt. He hits a high, spiraling, booming kick. Stevens is going to let this one go. It bounces to 5, goes into the end zone for a touchback, and the Colts will go to work at their own 20-yard line. Timeout with the score. The Cardinals 21, the Colts 17.
Everyone's looking to find what's best in the things they do and the music they hear. Take on the challenge of that blue ribbon. If you're looking for a quality beer, compare our beer with any other. Try us once and you'll discover the best beer taste we're bringing home to you. With that blue ribbon, the quality always comes through. With that blue ribbon, the quality always comes through.
Since 1844.
The quality always comes through. The quality always comes through.
Baltimore Colts football brought to you by Pabst Blue Ribbon Beer. Since 1844, the quality has always come through.
Showing on the stadium clock, and it's the Cardinals 21, the Colts 17. Bright, clear, sunshiny afternoon in St. Louis. Cold as could be, but the football, particularly the football in the second half, has been just red hot. Dynamite football. 2 really good football clubs. Here's an I formation. McCauley, the front man. Lydell, the second man. The takeaway by Jones. Fakes nicely. Rolls back. Wants to throw. Looks. Fires down the middle. Caught by Dowdy. And Dowdy is taken down at the Baltimore 43-yard line. Roger Worley was there. And a linebacker coming back, Jim Carney, I believe. Tim Carney made a tackle along with Worley. First down, Baltimore at the 43.
Just to go back just one play, I thought Howard Stevens made a great decision when he chose not to catch that punt around the 10-yard line, let it go in. That was a good-looking punt by Joyce, but he got into the end zone.
Carr wide left, Dowdy the other way. I formation, McCauley up front, Lydell right behind him. The turn by Jones, fakes nose to no one. Back to throw is Burt. Looks plenty of time, fires his pass. It's going to be incomplete. Out of bounds was Roger Carr. Worley was covering on the play. It comes up 2nd and 10, Baltimore at their own 43. Well, we talked about the fine offensive line of the Cardinals giving Hart time to throw. The Colt offensive line doing the very same thing for Burt Jones. He just couldn't seem to find an open receiver. And took the one where the possibility of an interception was for as remote as any, and that would be the sideliner to Roger Carr. 21-17, the Colts battling the Cardinals, and Father Time. Wide left, Carr. Wide right, Dowdy. Split in the backfield on 2nd and 10 at the Colts, 43. Jones yanks it away. No fake. A straight drop. Wants to throw. He fires the pass upfield. Caught by Glenn Dowdy at the Cardinal 37-yard line. Oh, Mr. Glenn is turning the heat on. He's got the shake and bake machine going right now. First down, Baltimore, Cardinal 37. Mike Sensenbaugh made the stop.
Somebody must have said something about bad hands Dowdy on the way to the dressing room because Glenn has made 3 super catches this second half.
That's the thing that we love to see. We remember earlier in the year when Raymond Chester had some difficulty. Jones kept going right back to him until things started to work. Dowdy dropped a couple of balls. Burt comes right back to him. What will work is what he's going to try to get. Carr wide left, wide right, Dowdy. I formation again. Turn, the give goes to Lydell off the left side. He gets hit at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Busting through quickly was Charlie Davis and Mike Dawson, the defensive tackles. Dawson gets credit for the tackle. It's going to be spotted around the 30, call it the 35-yard line. He got maybe 2.
Nigel had 48 at the half. He's up to maybe about 55, close to 60, Tom. He's having a tough time making his yards.
With a second down and a long 8, actually more like 2nd and 9 around the 36. Carr wide right, Dowdy wide left. Split in the backfield, nobody behind Burt Jones. Waiting for the takeaway. The Big Red is blitzing, and here they come, and they pick him up. Don't pick him up. Jones is hit, fumbled the football. And the Cardinals have picked it up at the Colt 40, and down goes the big tackle, Charlie Davis. Jones was hit and fumbled the football on the blitz. And the Cardinals, Charlie Davis recovers at the Baltimore 35.
Cardinals blitz so very infrequently. On second down they blitz. Second and about 9. You don't expect to blitz there as much as you do, of course, on third down and a passing down. But they got the bird hitting from the blind side, and the ball was loose, and they have it at the 35.
First down, Cardinals, and now that old man momentum comes over to the Cardinals side. They go to the eye. Otis the front man, Metcalf the second man. The turn, the pitch back to Metcalf, and sweeps with his right end. Gets one block, swings outside, and is taken down near the 31-yard line. Sticking in there pretty good, Jackie Wallace and Lloyd Mumford. And Darrell Luce, the linebacker, finished the job near the Colt 31. Second down, 6 Cardinals at the Baltimore 31. Matt Tilley is coming out of the lineup for the Cardinals, who are playing with J.V. Kane at one tight end, and Ike Harris is back on field now. Harris and Mel Gray out wide left of the Cardinal offensive set. Second down, 6 at the Baltimore 31. Hart takes it away without a fake. He wants to throw, fires to the sideline. It is incomplete. A blitz was on. He hurried to throw and went over the head of the intended receiver, Mel Gray. Third down, 6 Cardinals at the Baltimore 31.
Now the blitz seems kind of obvious. It's been a most effective defensive weapon for Baltimore. When they've employed it, they've forced a hurried pass, and here's a 3rd and 6. They have to throw it or run a draw.
Well, it won't take long to find out, Vince. 6:44 remaining in the fourth quarter. The Cardinals 21, the Baltimore Colts 17. Ike Harris wide to the right side. To the left side, Mel Gray. Metcalf and Jones are the running backs behind quarterback Hart. Waiting for the snap, a takeaway by Hart. He deep drop, no fake. He wants to throw, drills his pass. Caught by Ike Harris at the 15-yard line of the Baltimore Colts. First down, Baltimore 15. And the Cardinal position is getting a lot better with every tick of the clock. 6:17 remaining. They lead it 21-17. They're well within field goal range. They've got Ike Harris wide right, wide left is Mel Gray. Otis and Metcalf are the setbacks behind Hart. Waiting for the takeaway, he turns, gives it to Otis to the left side. He's down around the 12-yard line before the Colts are able to pull him down. They're trying to take the football away from him at the same time and can't do it. Stan White was among those making the tackle. His forward progress is down to the 11, so they say. A gain of 4, 2nd and 6.
Now they get the double play. Well, actually, Ike Harris is replaced by Jackie Smith. Ike Harris, a wide receiver, a big guy, but Smith's more powerfully built.
Mel Gray set out wide to the right side. Metcalf and Otis shoulder to shoulder behind the Cardinal quarterback. With a 2nd and 6 at the Baltimore 11. Here's the give to Otis off the left side. A big hole, and he hammers through it down to the 6-yard line. Jackie Wallace made the stopping tackle. The big fella from Ohio State, 7-year veteran Otis, hammered that one all the way down to the 6-yard line. Third down and about a yard. 3rd and a yard for the Cardinals at the Colts 6. 4:53 on the clock. And the Cardinals 21, the Colts 17. Again, it'll be Otis and Metcalf as the running back behind quarterback Hart. Waiting for the snap to Hart. from the 6-yard line. The take, the give to Otis. He drives into the air, and I don't know whether he made it or not. It depends on how the official spots the football. He's very close. He just tried to dive up over the pile. He got hit right in the middle of it and popped back. And we'll see. They're going to bring the sticks in and measure, and from here it looks as though he should have first down yardage. 4:32 on the clock. They bring the sticks in and measure, and from up here it looks all right, but we have to wait until they make it official. Any part of the ball, the referee says first down.
Yeah, they made it by a couple of inches. Even on fourth down, at that close, they've probably gone for it because the score now is 4:20 and the clock rolling after a brief timeout since the ball game for them.
Well, they come out on that full house backfield. In the middle of the tee, it's Otis. To his right, it's Jones. To his left, Metcalf. First and goal from the 5. The takeaway by Hart. The give goes to Jones off the left side. He maybe gets a yard down around the 4, maybe even to the 3-yard line. A lot of guys sticking in there to kind of plug up that hole. And down on the bottom of the pile, Darrell Luce, one of the last men up. Also, John Dutton. They spotted around the 3, second and goal. 3:44 remaining. And the Cardinals lead it 21-17, and they can, they come up with a full house backfield again. Second and goal from about the 4, waiting for the snap. Hart still barking, turns, gives it to Metcalf off the right side. Nowhere. The Colts are there to belt him down. At about the 5-yard line, Jim Chyunsky led a parade of Colt tacklers in there. Dan Dickel also. Third down and goal, and the ball is at the 5-yard line of the Colts.
They had Dickel in the game in place of Wallace, and now on a third down passing down, Wallace returns.
3 minutes on the clock, Vince. The Cardinals lead it by 4 big ones. If the Colts can force a field goal rather than a TD in this situation, it makes a whale of a big difference. They come into a standard throw set backfield. Jones and Metcalf are the running backs. Gray is wide to the right. The takeaway. Hart wants to throw, looks to find a receiver, lobs it into the end zone. Incomplete. Incomplete to Jones. He got a hand on it, but he couldn't hold on to it.
Should have caught it. It was over his head, but it was a lob toss, and in his anxiety to bring it in, he batted it out of his hand.
Well, we look to see Jim Bakken, and there he is. And that could be a very big play defensively for the Baltimore Colts. 2:37 on the clock. Field goal effort coming. It'll be spotted at the 12, a 22-yard field goal by Jim Bakken. Worley is the holder, the snap, the spot, the kick in the air, on the way, looks okay. It is good. It is good, so the Cardinals now move in front 24-17 with 2:34 remaining.
Well, that's enough time to get a tie, and again, St. Louis is one of these hairbreadth finishes, of which there have been 6 previous this year. Baltimore 2:34. That's a lot of time for a few exchanges. Baltimore has 3 timeouts left. The Cardinals have only 2, if it becomes a factor, as the Colts trail by 7 points. Baltimore will close the home season and the regular season next Sunday afternoon against the Buffalo Bills, as O.J. Simpson makes maybe his last appearance in Baltimore. He talks about retiring every now and then.
I'll tell you one thing. I can imagine that O.J. and the rest of the Bills can't wait to get to Baltimore after the snow they've been having in that unfortunate area around Buffalo. My goodness.
Yeah, 23 inches of snow or something. O.J., I would say, a young man from Southern California, has done rather well despite the elements.
I would have to say so. That 273-yard performance was incredible. 24-17, the Cardinals. 2:34 remains in the fourth quarter. Bakken will kick it off. Along the 10-yard line, we've got Freddie Scott and Jackie Wallace. Back around the 6-yard line, you have the safety man, Howard Stevens. Bakken moving on the football. He hits it pretty good. And this is going to be taken by Stevens around the 8. Up to the 15, 20, down the near sideline, 25 to the 30, and out of bounds goes Howard around the 34-yard line. And the Colts will go to work first down at their own 34-yard line. Now it'll be interesting to see how the Cardinals play defensively with this big 7-point lead. And the crowd begins to holler, defense, defense. Will they gamble and blitz? Will they play more of a conservative defensive style to try and shut off the passing of Burt Jones? Carr wide left, Dowdy wide right. McCauley and Lydell are the running backs in a split backfield behind Burt Jones at his own 34. Jones is going to throw a straight drop, sets up. He fires down the gut. It is caught by Roger Carr at the Cardinal 47. Worley was there with him, and Carr made a super catch in the right of the hands of Roger Worley.
There's a great pair of hands. Soft hands how to catch that ball because it was drilled in there. With Worley there, Roger caught it despite that resistance.
I'll tell you, there wasn't much more Worley could do, and Carr still caught it. First down at the Cardinal 46. Jones, now hold on a minute. Time, whistles are sounding downfield. With the score, we've bumped into the 2-minute warning. With the score, Cardinals 24, Colts 17. There's the 2-minute warning. We'll be back in 60 seconds. Well, we go to the 2-minute mark of the fourth quarter. 24-17, the Cardinals lead. Jones whips them out of the huddle. They have a first down at the Cardinal 46. Dowdy wide right, Carr wide left. Split the backfield. Nobody behind Jones. A straight drop. Burt wants to throw. Sets up. Fires down the middle. Caught by Chester at the Cardinal 29-yard line. Raymond Chester makes the catch for another first down at the Cardinal 29. And the hurry-up offense is in vogue right now for the Colts. They race up on the line of scrimmage. First down at the 29 of the Cardinals. Jones yanks it away without a fake. He wants to throw. Looks to find a receiver. Starts to run it out of there. Jones is running along the 30. Now throws downfield. It's incomplete. And the Cardinals figure that that's intentional grounding. Carr was in the area about 20 yards away from the football.
That's right. He overthrew him by 20 yards.
At least.
Even Bob Gibson, who's thrown baseballs in his time and has had a lack of control on a hitter once in a while.
Well, it's not the kind of a thing, it's just done. Every doggone game is played. You can see them deliberately throw the ball out of bounds, throw it through the end zone, and it doesn't make very much difference whether there's anybody there or not. It's one of those penalties that they just don't enforce unless, in the grasp of a tackler, a fellow drops it in the backfield. Here is Dowdy wide to the left side, to the right side Carr. Jones back to throw. Pressure coming, steps up, runs out of the pressure. Is Jones running? Fakes it, now it's being chased, and is going to go out of bounds with Arneson running. Arneson ran him down and flipped him out of bounds right about the 31-yard line of the Cardinals. And for WFMD in Frederick, Maryland, and all of our network stations, we'll pause now for station identification. This is the Metro Media Baltimore Colts Football Network.
It is when it happens. Stay tuned to 970 day and night. This is WAMD Aberdeen.
Well, Baltimore comes to a third down and about 11 near the Cardinal 31. With a minute and 24 on the clock, this is one of the plays of the game for Baltimore. Dowdy wide right, Carr wide left. Jones is ready, yanks it away without a fake. He wants to throw. Jones fires down the middle. Intercepted by number 36, Ken Reeves. Laterally along the 20-yard line. Reeves is looking for help. He is up to the 30 and taken down at the 35-yard line. And that will just about do it.
And the Cardinals, as Jones, a forlorn figure, leaves the field. They have made the playoffs on that one. 1:11 left. The Cardinals have the ball back at their own 35. Burt was throwing not for the first down, but a lot deeper. The ball intercepted around the 10. And Reeves was able to eat up some of the time as he kind of meandered back up the field in possession of the ball.
Cardinals have got it first down at their own 35-yard line with a minute and 11 on the clock. Leading at 24-17. The takeaway to give to Otis. Otis is snowed under by tacklers at around the 34-yard line. And the Colts now call for a time to stop and save as much of the clock with a minute and 5 seconds showing. The ball is spotted now at about the 34. Second down, 11 Cardinals at their own 34 with a minute and 5 remaining.
Been a frustrating kind of a second half of the Colts, who have stood out defensively, have held the Cardinals, had a good kicking game by Lee, keeping the Cardinals pinned in, and the defense backing them up by holding them. But the errors, the fumbles, and now the interception have blunted drives. It looks like they might take the Colts in. And with 1:05 remaining and 2 timeouts left for the Colts, the Cardinals have second down and 11. Those chances are paper thin.
What's the fellow used to say? The chances are slim and none, and Slim's out of town, huh? Ball resting at the 34-yard line. Second down and 11 for the Cardinals. 1:05 on the clock. Colts hoping to get their hands on the football one more time. And they've got Jones and Otis as running backs behind Hart. They go to an I formation. Waiting for the takeaway by Hart. Pitches it back to Jones to the right side. Makes the cut, and he is knocked down shy of the 40-yard line. And Baltimore again hollering for the timeout. Clock shows 57 seconds. The Cardinals will be in possession at the 39-yard line. Gain of 4, third down, 6 Cardinals at the 39.
Cardinals still have to play New York next week. And either the Giants or the Jets. Probably a pretty good bargain when you need to beat somebody. They play the Giants at Giant Stadium.
Well, the crowd now on their feet begin to stamp and holler and whine out. They've got a great crowd here. And this Cardinal football club has played as tough as they could play this afternoon. And like all good football teams, Vince, they took advantage of the break. When they were afforded an opportunity, they capitalized on them. Now, that's the mark of a good football team, and the Colts gave the Cardinals too many chances in the first half of the ball game.
Right. We'll have the locker room show. We'll soon be talking to Lloyd Mumford, among others, because he had a...
Boy, didn't he, though?
Yes, he has.
Well, the Cardinals walk out of the huddle with victory in their grasp with 57 seconds left, unless the Colts can force what they would love to do more than anything else, create a fumble right here. The pitch back to Jones. He swings off the right side. Darrell Lou stands him up. He fights for yardage, and they carry it out to the 46-yard line for a first down for the Cardinals. And the clock rolls right along. 43 seconds. Baltimore is called for time again. And that will use up the Colts timeout. First down, Cardinal at the Cardinal 46. I'll say one thing. It took them a little while to blow the whistle.
43 seconds. There's Steve Jones, a kid from Duke, 4 years in the league. He may have given the Colts a little bit of a crack in the door when he dropped that pass in the end zone.
War is called for time again. And that will use up the Colts timeout. First down, Cardinal at the Cardinal 46. I'll say one thing. It took them a little while to blow the whistle.
43 seconds. There's Steve Jones, a kid from Duke, 4 years in the league. He may have given the coach a little bit of a crack in the door when he dropped that pass in the end zone prior to Bakken's kick. But he's thrown for that by a great second and third effort to lunge for the first down here that should wrap up the game.
43 seconds. Baltimore's next stop along the way will be at home against Buffalo. And the Colts have found the second half of the football season to be much more difficult than the first half of the football season.
And then that entire new season begins all over, Chuck.
That's
the
exactly
19th
right.
or 18th or 19th in the playoffs.
First down at the 47, and they're going to probably have Bakken just dropping the football right now, waiting for the takeaway by Jim Hart, rather, the quarterback, and he just, keeps right on counting. Penalty flags dropped. 43 seconds. The clock hadn't moved. Colts have the football. It looked like Stan White reached in to pick up the football, but the play was over. Offside, Baltimore will be the call.
It's been a clean game, Chuck. You know,
It really has been. It's been a hard-hitting game, but a clean football game. Haven't seen any cheap shots, and not any unnecessary piling on, and it's been just a good ball club playing another good ball club here in St. Louis this afternoon.
I want to say this about St. Louis. No cheap shots from those defensive backs. It's a famous outfit, but sometimes they might try to intimidate a Roger Carr, who's still a young player in the league. They never did all day.
All ready to go. 43 seconds. The Cardinals now with a 1st and 5 of the Baltimore 49. We wait for the takeaway. Hart just looking over the defense. Long count. Still waiting. He just falls on the football, does Jim. and is protected by his own back. So the clock rolls along down to 37 seconds, and there's not much the Colts can do about it. 24-17, the Cardinals are going to win this one this afternoon in St. Louis. The crowd now beginning to build an enthusiasm. Their team is still alive, and they're on their feet with applause for the Redbirds, who have defeated the Colts this afternoon 24-17, it would appear. 9 seconds, 8 seconds, the clock rolling right off. The Cardinals reach out to congratulate some of the Colts, and that's it. They count it off. She's all over. That's the end of the ball game. The Cardinals win it 24-17.